Welcome to the Vengeance podcast. Today we're going to talk about a lot of vengeance. The Batman review with the ghost of Hondo passed right there. Oh, there he is. Mr. Maximum Effort Grayson. Got a lot to say, a lot to unpack. We're all a little vengeance today. It's going to be a fun one. Can't wait. Rick's excited. Look at him. He loves Bat Day. All right, folks, welcome to SF Comic Book Co. This is SF Company Hour number 118. The Batman spoiler review. We'll talk about most of this movie. We're going to be talking spoilers. So, if you haven't seen the movie, I would come back. We're going to do a little random shit in the beginning, but the bulk of the show is going to be us talking about the Batman. We all saw it last Thursday night. So a lot to unpack, a lot to discuss. I've been avoiding really talking to Rick about this because I wanted to say, I save it for the show.
Yeah, this is one of those ones where I pretty much kind of shut up after the movie. I didn't want to really go too much into it with you guys. We touched on shit, but we didn't go into it.
I wasn't sure if Rick needed a fart or he had a lot to contemplate. I am Ray Doomzilla, joined today about the third man brother, Hondo Lorian, the de facto third man in the SF Comic Book Co. World. How you doing, Hondo?
I'm good, thanks. Ready to do this show, talk about Batman and other nerd stuff.
I don't want to alarm you, but you have a Asian detective hanging out behind you. I just don't want to alarm you.
Yeah, I have the good Asian behind me.
I love it.
I'll explain that.
I hope so. Please explain the fucking Dick Tracy hanging out in your background. It's very jarring. And Mr. Effort Grayson, how you doing? Good to see you. Always a pleasure.
Going good. Fucking pretty much digested this thing for almost like the whole last 5 days since I seen it. I've talked to a few people about it, got like their takes on it. So I saw on some things I agree, on some things I don't. So.
Yeah, it's definitely it's definitely a movie you have to sit on. Like, I'm glad we didn't do a review like right after, because probably my thoughts would have been a little different. But letting it marinate for a few days and kind of like soaking it in, definitely a movie you have to sit with. And I like to watch like Easter egg videos and shit like that. So it's definitely a movie I had to sit with. In my opinion, has definitely changed over the few days since we saw it. Wow, the chat's already pumping already. People are juiced. Let's see, Krista, what's up, Krista? Holy geeky show, Batman. Oh, it's the geekiest Batman show ever. Mr. Ed, what's up, Ed? Hello, or something.
That's like fucking our own personal fucking Orange Cassidy right there now.
Ed, what's up, Ed? Let's see, Johnny Boy, what's up?
Oh,
homies?
Johnny.
What up, homies? What's up, Johnny Boy?
What's going on, Johnny?
Let's see, Lori, Bat Emoji Man. Bat Emoji Man, okay.
Bad emoji man.
Bat Emoji Man. Ed, what's up? Ed, again, one common thread among everyone I know who has seen the movie. Want to see it if you guys will have the same observation. Spoilers, yes. Spoilers, yes. Big Leo, Batman, Shatman. He's the Batman.
Is he talking about Shatner? Shatner is going to be Batman next movie?
Shatman. I would have dug that. Didn't Shatner play Two-Face in that cartoon Crusader movie that came out a couple years ago? It was like
Shatner did Two-Face? No shit. I need to see that.
Yeah, it was like Adam West and Burt Ward did the voices. It was like a sequel to the '60s Batman. But because it was like they were getting actors from that time, so
he would have been a great Harvey Dent.
He would have been perfect as Harvey Dent back in the '60s.
Yeah, he would have been a great Harvey Dent.
Johnny loved the Batman movie somewhat same feelings as Rick, but what Wagrick hates Titanic.
I guess what
Wagrick.
Wag the Rick.
Yeah, definitely not perfect, not the best Batman movie in my opinion, but a lot of good stuff in it, and we'll get to that in a minute.
It's gonna be a fun discussion on this one.
Yeah. So that's why. Yeah, we're not. And this week wasn't too much news. There's some like tidbits here and there, a lot of like casting rumors, a lot of like speculation stuff. So it wasn't really like a lot of shit to like break down and really dissect. So like, yeah, I'll just run through a couple things of this. A couple.
So we can get to the meat.
Yeah, I got a couple of news items just hear some of your quick thoughts. So Blade's MCU debut is reportedly happening. Werewolf by Night, I believe. The Halloween special they've been talking about. I guess filmed late last year. So that he's already kind of appeared already in the Eternals. Spoiler alert for the Eternals. He was in the post credit scene.
So this is more on screen.
Yeah, this should probably be his on screen on-screen debut. So we'll see. This comes out. I'm actually looking forward to this Werewolf by Night, and Hondo, I'm sure is looking forward to it because his book is just going to rise in price now. And also some news dropped last week. We didn't really touch upon is the Hulu, the Netflix shows are coming to Disney Plus. So the Daredevil, the Punisher, Jessica Jones. No Word on Defenders. I think even Disney knows that fucking shit sucked. And so they are adjusting their parental controls on Disney Plus, so now they can have a little more hard edge stuff. And if you're a parent, you don't want your kids seeing Punisher, shoot down fucking 30 guys. You can set controls for that, which is cool because I'm glad they're doing this because there's a lot of stuff you want to see that's R-rated. I don't want to see a watered down Daredevil. I don't want to see a watered down Punisher and Blade. So I'm glad they're doing this. Hondo, what do you think of this, man?
I'm excited. I hope they'll put out some good content, and they got the same actors for the most part, so I'm good with that. Yeah, bring it on. When is all this happening?
March 16th.
Yeah.
8 more days.
Yeah, a couple.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's happening. Yeah. So
all right.
Rick, what do you think, man?
First for the Disney MCU, we're talking about his appearance for Werewolf by Night, right?
That and yeah,
well, the Werewolf by Night thing I'm excited for. I just want to see monsters done by Disney for some reason. They throw good production value behind things. So I'm really interested to see what the werewolf design is going to be like. Although I did like the werewolf design for Lupin, Dr. Lupin, Professor Lupin, and Prisoner of Azkaban.
Yeah,
it was okay, but it wasn't what I envisioned to be a super scary fucking werewolf. So I'm hoping to get a little bit more, a little bit more fang to it, a little bit more slobber tubes and shit like that.
Kind of more like Del Toro's Wolfman, kind of like in that vein. Like,
exactly. I want something a little bit more. Yeah, are they going to go more Wolfman, or are they going to go more like?
In the comic, he's more Wolfman. Like he's more in different incarnations. I can't even pronounce
incarnations.
Incarnations. There you go, Rick. There you go. So he's had more like the werewolf, like classic werewolf design. But when he first started, it was more like he looked more Wolfmanish. So we'll see. I'm excited about this. I wonder how long it's going to be too. I wonder if it's going to be like a half hour. So
I think I'm looking forward to the design more than anything. I want to see what a fucking Disney werewolf is going to look like.
Yeah, I think this is going to set up a lot of stuff for the Midnight Suns and shit too. So
that's the best news right there, man. It's the Midnight Suns and shit.
Yeah. Let's see. Another little tidbit. New Alien movie in the works with Fede Alvarez. So this is coming. I think didn't I say this was going to be a Hulu thing? Yeah, it's going to be made for Hulu as part of 20th Century's ambitions to make more than 10 movies a year for the Disney operated streaming service. So that kind of disappoints me that we're going to just see this on streaming. Like it kind of nowadays I get it. You're like it's straight. That's not the death sentence it once was, like going straight to streaming. But still, just there's a little extra like this like
magic in the movies.
Yeah, there's a little thing.
I like watching things on the screen, man.
Yeah, and I get it. They want to fill up this these hours with streaming service stuff. But Fede Alvarez, I hope it's a fucking back to basics alien. I don't want to see. Maybe them fighting like one or two aliens. More of a horror movie vibe, more of a slasher with aliens kind of thing. I wouldn't mind seeing that kind of vibe because we had the big budget alien movies and Ridley Scott came back and did his prequels. I kind of want to see like a toned down, kind of go to the first, like what we talked about with Terminator, like just going back to the roots of it The first Alien movie is like pretty much it's just a horror movie. It's not even like it's sci-fi horror, but it's a real horror movie. So I wouldn't mind seeing Fede Alvarez handling like a fucking a slasher alien movie like in space. I sign me up for that. Hondo, what do you think of this?
So it's a movie? You said not a TV series?
No, I think they said movie.
Yeah, I think they said.
Oh man, because with Hulu, an Aliens TV series would have been dope. You know what I mean? But
either one would be great. It just depends on what they're doing.
You know, yeah, but for a movie, you want it on the big screen, right? And that's a bummer, man, because, you know, you want to see the special effects, you want to see it in IMAX and all that stuff, even though I know now home systems are great, except for mine, but, you know.
Hey, man, these last a long time, man. Fuck.
Yeah, no, but I do appreciate the TV, though.
That's a runner right there, man.
Yeah, it's still going, man. It's ticking. Takes a licking and keeps on ticking.
My one before this one.
That's cool. It's a good TV, man.
Does it still have that fucking dot, man? That's the reason I had to get it.
It has a line that goes away after time.
Yeah, that's the one.
Like a line.
It goes away. It was bugging me.
It's like the fucking cashmere sweater, dude. You gave him a fucking cashmere sweater with the dot.
Well, you know, it's good. Still good TV. Obviously, it's fucking lasted this long, man. That's just fucking running, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna ride it till the wheels fall off. You know. But yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see what this Aliens is like. I don't know. I'm kind of skeptical, you know, like these new Predator movies and these new, you know, some of these movies, these new Terminator type movies, they're just lacking compared to the OG ones, and so, you know, I'm kind of skeptical. We'll see. You hope for the best, but I don't expect it.
Yeah, what was the last one? The last one with Danny McBride. That was all right. That one was okay. The sequel to Prometheus.
Yeah. Covenant. Covenant was good.
It was all right. It was all right. It wasn't. It was better than Prometheus for sure. Yeah. What do you think? What do you think, Rick?
I like Fede Alvarez. I think he's a fanboy. That's what it is. It's shit that he likes and shit that he's probably had ideas for a long time. So yeah, I mean, people were like, you know, getting mad for, you know, Texas Chainsaw Massacre because it looks like he wrote it. But I'm thinking, honestly, I think they brought him on hella late and he wrote it and he was like, I like Jason, so you guys are getting a fucking Jason movie with this, because that's what it feels like.
Or the other way, it was a script for a slasher movie and they slapped Texas Chainsaw on it,
which is probably the same thing, you know. It's pretty much like it feels like a Jason movie the whole time. So he does have a feel for, like, an Evil Dead was great. He fucking made that movie his own. It's still Evil Dead, which is great. That's the shit that fucking gets me. So I'm hoping that he can do that with Alien, and it's Alien. So that's the one I'm focusing on. It's not Aliens. He's not doing Space Marines.
Yeah,
I'm hoping he captures isolation. If he captures the feeling of isolation, being stuck, I don't know if he's going to be in space or on a planet or whatever, but it should be fucking dope, man.
Yeah, I want to lean into the horror too. I want to, lean into the horror aspect too. And if you do that, you don't need to show the alien every 5 seconds. You just kind of, it's what in a good horror movie. It's what you don't see is what fucks with you, man. Your imagination is way worse than anything they can put out there. So I want to say this could be fun, man. This could be fun. All right, last little tidbit. Let's talk about. No, I don't want to talk about it.
Just mention it and we won't talk about it.
I Am Legend shit. I think that's stupid.
Oh no, yeah, move on.
Yeah, the motherfucker died. You're gonna go
money, and I don't think he had a kid. So unless it's another person coming over and he finds documentation and all this shit, I get it, but it just seems so fucking. No, this is like, no. This
is grasping at straws right here. I think Will Smith is climbing. It needs a hit really bad. I don't remember that movie being a big hit either. So I don't understand, like, they're making a sequel to a movie that wasn't like that big, well received, anyways.
He wants to make a sequel to one of his movies. Make a sequel to Enemy of the State, man. Fucking Enemy of the State was dope.
Yeah, it's fucked up. They killed in the first fucking 10 minutes. All right. I think we should do this, man. I think we should just get into the meat.
All right,
Here we go.
evolve me.
Let's get rid of these couple chats right here. Johnny, what are your feelings towards the movie being around 3 hours long? We'll be talking about that very soon.
Here it comes.
My favorite, Lori, my favorite werewolves are from Dog Soldiers and Waxworks. Yeah, those are two of the best.
Those are
ones.
two good ones.
Yeah, two good ones for sure. I like those werewolves in Creepshow season 1. A couple of those designs are pretty decent. I still need to watch the second season.
The Werewolf TV show.
It's one of my favorites for sure. Hopefully the Alien prequel will be good. It has some really big shoes to fill. Not really. There's only been really 2 good movies out of all the fucking movies. Like even if it's like okay, it'll be better than a lot of the fucking shit they've come out with. So it really doesn't have. He doesn't really. There's not a lot of pressure on him to make a fucking good Alien. The bar is really low on these Alien movies.
Fucking Ridley Scott fucked up too, and he had to come out with Covenant just to kind of like save face. Like that wasn't the story. This is the story, guys.
Not an Alien prequel. Oh, what it is? Oh, I'm just make an Alien. Prequel. Yeah, it was kind of stupid. The marketing of that shit was kind of stupid. Like, just we figured it out. All right, calm down. I get trying to have people surprised, but you can't do that nowadays. All right. So let's talk the Batman. We're gonna go straight into spoilers. We'll talk a little bit over just kind of like your feelings coming out of this. Before we go into the spoilers, because there's a lot to. You basically can't talk about this movie without spoiling that classic line. So let's jump into the Batman. Overall, I like this movie. I didn't get to punch Rick in the arm, which kind of disappointed me the most. That was the most like that. So there was some issues. There were some of the fears I had kind of were true, but we'll talk about it when we talk some more spoilers. But overall, I thought it was a fun movie. Glad to see Batman in a Batman movie for once. This one of my biggest complaints about mostly all the Batmans. There's no fucking Batman in it. A lot of the movies that Batman's in it for, like, if you count the screen time, Batman's in it for like fucking 10 minutes or 15 minutes or so. I think 89 Batman, he's in it like for barely, like if you clock it, he's barely not in it. So that's the one thing I really liked about this Batman movie, that Batman was in it. And we'll go into some more of the details, but the tone, the score, which we'll talk about. I've been listening to that all weekend. Just the look, the feel of it. Some I have minor gripes for sure. There's some minor like nitpicks and shit for sure. But overall, I thought it was a fun Batman movie. Not my favorite Batman movie. Not my not my favorite Batman portrayal, but it's pretty high up there as far as that goes. Hondo, your initial thoughts of this the Batman?
So I'll make a sports analogy to describe my my take on Batman. I feel like the players were excellent, but the game plan was a little bit lacking. And I'll get into that more specifically, but overall I liked it. I do have some complaints, but overall I liked the film. I found myself picking it apart, but overall I still liked it a lot. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
And incidentally, I've seen it twice.
Oh yeah. I want to go see it again. We'll try to go see it this week.
So on the second viewing, I liked it more because I knew what to expect. Mm-hmm. And I was able to kind of absorb it, more a second time. So overall, good. And I'll talk about my issues with it and what I liked about it when we get into it more.
All right, cool. Mr. Everett?
I liked it a lot, man. I thought this probably felt the most like Gotham in any film. Sometimes like other Gothams, when they don't really show like a big square, like their square that they showed in one scene was just like Manhattan, almost like Times Square, which I thought was sick. It shows that Gotham is like a real big time city. Yeah, big time metropolitan. It's like the second city in DC, next to Metropolis. And this one actually does feel very Gotham like, especially the people, going around in it. Music is great. Michael Giacchino? Yeah, he's fucking dope. It's the costumes, all of that stuff. You know, we'll get into that. But overall, man, it's a damn good movie. It's not the best Batman movie. It's not my definitely not my favorite, but that's not a bad thing. That I think I really want to say that just because people are like, well, that's not my favorite movie. Well, yeah, okay, that means all other movies are shit. But no, it's not a bad movie. It's a really enjoyable flick, man. I fucking liked it.
Yeah, yeah. It's just there's a lot to like. Yeah, the little nitpicks don't outweigh what is good about this flick. And we've been talking. We've talked about this movie since it was announced. The casting and the tone and what to expect from this, and what we saw leaks of the costume and stuff like that. So we've been talking about this movie for a long time. This has been on our thoughts for a long time. So it's cool to finally see it all come together. So yeah, let's dive into it. We're gonna go full spoilers. It was at 21-26 going to full spoilers here. Yeah, all right. So yeah, let's kind of break it down. Let's break it down. We'll first kind of talk about like the opening and like kind of the tone, and then we'll kind of go through the characters too, kind of talking about the characters and their portrayals and stuff. So yeah, let's talk about the Batman. Yeah, just like I said, I had some issues. We'll talk about our issues a little bit. I want to talk about the positives first, and then we'll kind of go into all the shit we kind of had some feelings for. So the plot, we got the Riddler. This is basically Seven. This is basically like the Joker, where he just watched a bunch of Scorsese movies and made a Joker movie. Matt Reeves watched a bunch of David Fincher movies and made a Batman movie. This is basically what it feels like. And me and Rick have been talking about this for a long time.
Yeah, that's a bad comparison though.
What as far as
well, because the thing is, you haven't seen the Joker yet.
I've seen
it. Just no, you haven't.
No.
Yeah, but you have to see it. The fact that they're mimicking a Scorsese movie for Joker is kind of strange. We asked for this as fans. We were saying we want something with the Zodiac, something very Fincher-like, and we got it. And now we're going to criticize it the way like that? No,
I didn't
not
say
fair.
That was criticism. I'm just saying that's what he.
I just said that's not a bad comparison. One's a total rip.
Yeah,
there are elements of Seven to this, but no,
I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm saying it feels like he watched a bunch of fucking Fincher movies and made a Batman movie. That's a good thing in my opinion. Joker, I haven't watched it, so I don't know how well that fucking worked out. I hear a lot of mixed things, especially from you. So I'm going off your opinion of the Joker, which I sometimes trust.
Yeah. But it's just it's just you can't. I don't think you can compare the two. There's other comparisons to make, but not with that.
Not saying
piece of shit Joker movie.
Not to say
compared to this, yeah.
I've seen both.
Saying that's what kind of feels like. It feels like you watched a lot of Fincher movies and made a Batman movie.
To me, Joker feels like a Brett Ratner movie. He fucking just stole shit and made a movie. This doesn't feel like that.
I plan to watch it soon, so yeah, you'll know my thoughts. But Matt Reeves comes in. This is a grittier take on Batman. Gotham feels nasty. It feels grimy. The opening scene, probably one of the best opening scenes to a Batman movie, I think. We can definitely rank them, but this is definitely one of the best fucking opening scenes. The music, the tone, just like Batman he's a specter upon the city. Like he has, this is year 2 pretty much. It's a year 2 storyline. They've said he's been active. So I love the music playing, the Giacomo score just flowing. And it just you feel the tension. It feels like a horror movie you're watching too, where people just everyone looking in the darkness and kind of think that Batman's there watching them. So that's the fear he's put in. He is vengeance, and we'll talk about vengeance in a little bit. But the opening, the tone with the Riddler stalking the mayor and killing the mayor and stuff like that, I just thought it set up this movie, the tone of the movie, really well. It was a great opening, great feel to like, hey, you're going to be like, just from the opening, like just the title card, just the big ass taking up the full screen.
That was the best. They just started with that right off the bat.
Fucking like weird credits or anything. Like, no, we're just right into it. The score is beautiful. I love the score like that. I'm gonna keep. We're gonna keep talking about the score because the score is amazing. So, what'd you think of the opening, Hondo?
The opening was cool. I might be in the minority though. I'm not really the biggest fan of the Riddler's. The actor is fine, and the the acting is great, but I'm not the biggest fan of the Riddler as this John Doe type of character from Seven. I didn't like his costume. It looked like the Gimp to me. and like seriously, that's how that's my take. That's my honest opinion.
It's very like, yeah, I can see that.
and
because I have theories when it comes to all of that. Yeah.
I like the traditional look, but I'm a comic book fan. If you're not a comic book fan, I think you're okay with it. But me being a comic book fan, I liked the look of the Riddler in the comic books, with the derby, with the question mark, Yeah, it's a little corny, it's a little silly, but I like that look. And, but the opening scene, the tone of Gotham is great. The music is great. The way Batman comes on the scene, it was pretty cool. I really liked it. Yeah, it is. The dark feeling is great. It's awesome for Gotham. Yeah. So overall, it's good. I like it a lot.
It gave you a tone of very like fucking almost anxiety tone. Like it's just fucking like you feel with the Gothamites, and that's kind of what they're saying. Like everyone's afraid of him. Like everyone, like the criminals, the people are afraid of him. And that's not what Batman is. He's supposed to be, criminals are supposed to fear Batman, not the regular folks.
Everybody, yeah.
Yeah. People are supposed to, Batman's supposed to be a hope to the regular folks, but fear, the criminals are supposed to be scared shitless of him. And like you're talking about the tone of Gotham, like, yeah, they filmed like everywhere. A lot of it was filmed in Scotland, Chicago, a couple other cities. Yeah, so they filmed in different places, and it feels like its own unique flavor to it. Like, so yeah, this is definitely one of the better Gotham portrayals for sure.
Great take on Gotham.
Yeah, and the Riddler, that was kind of inspired by have you read the Earth, or was it Earth One Batman series?
Oh yeah.
They took a lot from that Earth One. I remember reading it, not being a huge fan of that storyline, but it looks like he took a lot from that. He took a lot from Long Halloween. He took a lot. What was the other one? Year Zero, some of that kind of set on the next movie. We'll talk about that later. But Mr. Effort, what do you think of this opening? What do you think of the tone of Gotham? What do you think of this setup when Batman shows up?
Just from the beginning, just when the Batman just hit all across in black and red, I was just like, all right, cool, no bullshit, fucking no bullshit intro of. I mean, not saying bullshit, but. Zack Snyder did a great one for BVS at the beginning, at the opening for that one. The opening credits for Batman '89, where the camera takes you throughout the whole logo, is it's iconic. Just all the beats to the music just running through. But this just like fuck it, let's just jump right on in. And dude, right off the bat, when you see the bat signal in the air and they're like looking. They're panning to the criminals' faces. It fucking feels like a slasher movie or some shit, like it feels very horror. Like shit's coming now. They don't know if it's for them, but they're committing a crime and that bat signal's up. So, I love that they almost like stop what they're doing and they fucking just like they book it. They take off. They just don't want shit.
They second guess themselves, like when.
Yeah, we lost him. We lost him.
Oh no, he's joining the Riddler on his crusade.
Yeah, no, but it's the feel of that whole opening scene. I just love that Gotham is fucking. They're scared of him. That's the whole thing about like Batman. It is fear. It just depends on. Sometimes he can't control who fears that or who feels that. But you can definitely tell that the fucking whole city they know he's around. He's not a rumor right now. He's been fucking people up.
This is known, and they've touched about on this in the animated series too. Like Batman doesn't want to scare the normal. Like this is a Batman this is a transitional Batman. This is Batman, not quite This is almost like the Spider-Man Tom Holland Spider-Man. How like this is not prime Batman. We're still like in the middle of his origin. So the issues I had, I guess we can talk about that next about the Batman. We'll see if Hondo actually comes back in. We'll see. He said his business. So we got his opinion. Let's see. Okay, jump in a little chat, and so we'll see if Hondo comes back in. A big Leo 405. Yep. When I saw the hell, it reminded me of 7.
Yeah, it reminded me of 7 as well.
7 vibes, the tone of
Zodiac.
Zodiac for sure. Yeah. The soundtrack was on point, man. So I wasn't a fan of the Nirvana songs that they played twice. I think it just kind of. I think I agree with Rick when he said it should have been just a score all the way
Pure
through.
Score.
No pop music in there at all. I do agree with you on that one. Let's see. Batman seems short for Reese.
You enjoyed it, and you possibly enjoyed it. That's why it seems short. Fucking Avengers, the first Avengers, part 1 of it fell short to me.
Yeah, I think I think they could have. We'll talk about that when some of the issues I had. All right. So let's. The opening is great. It like you said, it feels like a horror movie. It feels like a slasher movie where you don't know what it feels like. Somebody I watched the video. Somebody kind of mentioned Halloween, kind of like a little Halloween.
Yes, it felt a lot like Halloween, dude. Just like it's the tension of you're not seeing anything, but it's the darkness is there.
Yeah, for sure.
We lost him again. I lost him.
Oh no, not him. Not him.
I lost him.
I once was lost, but now. All right, so let's jump into the Batman, the actual The Batman. So let's see. Pattinson. Well, let's talk about Batman and Bruce Wayne because they're definitely they're actually from the first time in any of the movies they're actually the same person. Really, this is not Bruce. He hasn't. I did like what they're setting up. Like he's gonna need to set up the Bruce Wayne persona. Because after what early in the movie they talk about, you need to talk to the accountants because something's wrong with the fortune. He kind of like brushes them off, like I don't need to talk to them. I don't need to talk. And if he would have probably would have found out that they were laundering money from the renewal account. So he kind of fucked up there. I'm glad that they kind of like, okay, this is not. That was my biggest problems like coming into this movie is the portrayal of Bruce Wayne. That was kind of the biggest issue I kind of had, and I've seen Rick give me this look many times when coming out of the movie. 100%
with the same haircut back in the day.
What do you mean you didn't like it? Your opinion shit.
That's accurate.
That was one of my issues was the Pattinson portrayal. I think he did a great Batman. I think the Batman, his Batman was on point. The Bruce Wayne I didn't like, but you're not supposed to like this Bruce Wayne. This is not Bruce Wayne that's all the way developed yet. He's going to figure out in the next couple of movies. I need to put on a face. The city needs the fur lamp, the playboy millionaire. I need to build up my fortune because if I run out of money, I can't do this anymore. So the next movie is gonna. I need to create this persona of Bruce Wayne, which the Bruce Wayne is the mask and Batman is his actual character. But I thought, the voice was good. The suit, I wasn't a huge fan of. I thought it was a little clunky. Like when it's in the darkness, it looks badass, like in the darkness. But when you see it in the light, it was just like, meh. I didn't like the chin part either. The chin part kind of bugged me. Like the chin was like too far back. Like Bale's was too close. This one was like too far back. So
how far back to make the cut?
Yeah, you see too much of his face right here. So that was one issue I had with the costume. But overall, I thought his Batman was great. When he was in the darkness, the costume looked awesome, but yeah, once you showed it like any light, it was just a little too clunky, too cluttered. I didn't like the cape either. I thought the cape looked like when they showed a behind shot, it looked like he was wearing a trash bag, like a garbage bag on his back. So yeah, some of the shots I was like, I wasn't feeling the cape. I needed a little more slicker Batman cape. Hopefully they fix that in the next one. But overall, I thought his portrayal of Batman was pretty good. I think he nailed it. I think the voice was good. Better than Bale's. Bale's is probably the worst Batman voice out of all of them, really. And actually, I kind of like Affleck's a little modular voice. You know, it kind of grew me after.
I like that. I love that.
Yeah, I think that and it kind of makes sense too. Like he would use technology to cover his voice and kind of make it more, make it more of a tone. But let's go to you first, Mr. Effort. So, what'd you think of the Batman? Batman.
For Pattinson, dude, he definitely surprised me. So when it comes to the Bruce Wayne portrayal, this is exactly what I kind of expected. You know, he still hasn't acclimated to being Bruce Wayne. The Batman is his priority. That Bruce Wayne, it doesn't matter to him. It's Bruce Wayne to him is an ATM card. It's a bank account. That's all it is. If he could spend his, I mean, we've talked about this too. We've said it. If Bruce Wayne could spend his time 24/7, 7 days a week, 30 days a month, he would do that shit. That's why he like when it comes to like all the women in the in his circle, they all want him, but he's the most unattainable one. He's
I'm the same way. Him.
Yeah. he's just the guy his obsession is the Batman. That's his whole reason for being. So I get that whole thing about, and it's basically it's the second year. So yeah, he's fucking right in the middle of his mission. Yeah. So I understand the whole Bruce Wayne. He's not debonair yet. He's not the Playboy millionaire. I'm looking forward to seeing that part. But so coming to the Batman, I love the voice. It feels right. It's almost it call me crazy, dude. It almost harkens back to Keaton in a way when he's talking to Vicky Vale. Just very soft spoken. It's not giving you the fucking Christian Bale gruff. If he didn't have a gruff, if he had something like this, he probably would have been the greatest Batman ever.
Yeah, that's really I understand that suit too.
But I think when it comes down to the suit or the gruff, I think most of us have a problem with the gruff.
Oh, yeah, it takes
you so much out of it after a while.
When you rewatch it too, it's just it's kind of crazy.
Swear to me, you laugh at it.
Yeah. Rachel,
not scary.
And then like talking to like Harvey, like he's still doing the like, dude, he already he knows. Like, dude, he knows who you are. Like, you don't need to do the fucking voice anymore. Like,
so yeah, I really do dig his Batman. The cowl, I don't mind it. I don't mind it being cut back so far. It kind of reminds me of Arkham Asylum and the Arkham games by Rocksteady. I think that's where they got most of probably the inspiration for this particular suit from.
Oh, you can tell. There's a lot of Arkham in this movie. Like,
yeah, it's
stuff. It's very Arkham. Yeah, he definitely.
Yeah, it's very the visual style of it. It's very influenced by the Arkham game, which is a trip. Yeah. Like the neon lights with the darkness and shit. I love that. Yeah. But like you said, Ray, in the dark it looks cool. In the light, it starts kind of looking like the Ezra Miller Flash suit, the early one, just just covered, and it just looks awkward. The gauntlets were the things I knew I was not gonna like, and I didn't like them.
It's too bulky.
I wasn't a fan of the new 52 fucking Superman fucking cape thing. I did not like that. It's okay, but I didn't like it. I'm not liking the accessory of your fucking signal, like throwing or whatever. Reminded me too much of Superman 2, or grabbing your fucking symbol and throwing that shit. So it's I don't know if it was a nod to that, but that's what I took from it.
Yeah, it's a little okay, yeah. Like he should just have battery. He doesn't need to pull it off his chest. Like Robin does that. Robin does that fucking move.
Yeah, I get Robin's because the symbol, the way it looks, it's a little cool little fucking thing. But yeah,
like cargo pants on too. Like
cargo pants I get because he's still working it out. I'm just hoping that the suit, and they all usually do, the suit progresses.
Yeah, you're gonna see a different suit in the next.
We're gonna see a different suit in the next one. So I'm really hoping that the progression of the suit is more streamlined, more armored, but with a more sleeker look than just.
I like the flexibility of it. I like it. They can actually. This is probably the most comfortable looking bat suit out of like. As far as except for the chest. The chest part looks kind of clunky, and some of the scenes where he's like walking, he kind of looks like Frankenstein when he's walking, a little stiff, like he has to take a shit or something.
Yeah, he had a Keaton vibe. The whole like he had to move his whole body.
He was like trying too hard to be self-aware when he walked, so it was kind of awkward, some of the movements of his. But yeah,
I think the suit was too heavy for him, and for me, I've been saying it. The one problem I kind of had with this Bruce Wayne and Batman, he needs to tone up, because if he's that fucking serious about, and he's headstrong into his fucking motion, he had one scene where he kind of leaned over, and it's cool. I did like it that you could see him battle scarred on the back. You can see that he's taking a beating, but at the same time I'm like, yo bro, your back needs to get fucking ripped if you're Batman. Yeah. Like Christian Bale, he put his body through the fucking ringer to fucking just, he's Batman.
Affleck did too.
So yeah, both of them did, and Affleck's fucking huge too.
Yeah, Affleck could put on some muscle. I mean, you don't have to bulk up, but cut up a little bit,
Cut up a little bit. Yeah, get shredded.
Yeah, get shredded a little bit more,
And like he had more of like a Nightwing body, really. Like he would have been.
I agree.
Yeah, he would but more slender, like doing more acrobatic shit. But overall, he definitely needs a bulk up. Hondo, what'd you think of the Batman Bruce Wayne portrayal?
It was a little bit lacking, the Bruce Wayne, but the good thing about it is he doesn't have a lot of screen time.
Yeah, so, it's like fucking 2 minutes.
Yeah, which is so I'm not really complaining about that, because although you don't get to see it, you're not exposed to it. If there would have been a lot of screen time and he would have been the same kind of lackluster Bruce Wayne, then I would have been upset. But since he wasn't, it was mostly Batman, I was okay with it, Yeah. I did have one major problem with Bruce Wayne, and I'm just going to jump out and say it. I didn't like the way he treated Alfred. I just don't think that's a Batman kind of thing, He was a whiny little, privileged.
Yeah, I didn't like that either. And Alfred didn't really get much to do in this movie. He was very in it very slowly. But I don't know.
It was a lack of respect. It was one scene, and it had to do with being lied to about his parents after hella years. I'm sure that's something.
Wasn't there another scene though?
Which one are you talking? Everybody's been talking about the hospital scene where fucking.
But before that, he said, "Are you my dad?" or something like that.
You're not my father. Like
you're not my father. That's crap, man. Like really, you're not my father. Like,
I get that,
and you're just. They didn't even build up to him being angry. Like, he just kind of said it like, you're not my dad. You know what I mean? It was just kind of like, what? Okay. Like,
I missed it.
Alfred,
I didn't hear that one.
Did you hear that?
Alfred took care of you.
No, like, you're not my dad. I didn't hear that one.
That's what kind of pissed me off about the scene in the hospital, like, where you're supposed to have a progression, and he was kind of treating Alfred like a fucking dude. Like,
with the cufflink scene.
Oh, yes. Okay.
That's when he did that. When he's like, here's the cufflinks, and he's like, your dad gave them. He said, you're not my dad. Are you a Wayne? And then he said, your dad gave me these cufflinks. You know what I mean? But like, why would he say that? You're not a Wayne. Like, Alfred is family, man. Alfred is,
true.
He replaced his parents. He did everything for Batman. We all know this. You don't even have to be a comic book fan to know this. Everyone knows that Alfred is just an amazing person, and like, deserving of respect, and like Bruce Wayne to just disrespect him like that was just, I didn't like it.
Yeah, I feel you on that.
You know, I wasn't feeling that. You
right.
know,
You
but
changed my mind. He's a bitch.
But again, he has small screen time.
Yeah, he's barely in this. Yeah, he's like, he has a few scenes. And
I think I did like him as Alfred.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man.
I did like him as Alfred.
I don't know. I didn't really see enough of him to make it like a super.
Yeah.
No, but the fucking time that he gave you, it fucking seems sincere, dude. Like his Alfred seems sincere. I like Andy Serkis a lot.
I'm still, I'll die on this fucking, on this sword, on this hill. He should have played the Penguin. I think him playing the Penguin would have been fucking amazing. But it's too late for that now.
Yeah.
Well, let's go. First, I want to talk about this. Then we'll kind of run down the characters, kind of how we feel. We talked about Alfred, so we get that out of the way. I kind of want to talk about the detective aspect of Batman, because we've seen him being a detective in Batman movies before. Like here, solving this here and there, not really diving deep into a case. This is the first one where this is a case we have little like moments where he just step by step solving this case, which I think is awesome, because we've seen it in little bits and pieces, but this whole movie, this is the first real detective Batman movie. I think somebody read a quote from Pattinson. He's like, I didn't even know he was a great detective. Like, see, that's how, because he's been portrayed as, oh, he's smart, he can solve this and that, but we've never actually seen him go through a case and actually go through the emotions, and you can see how smart he is, like solving like these puzzles like right away and figuring this out, like where like pointing out the forensics teams in like missed and shit. So I love that shit when he's like going through and like pointing out all the shit that they fucked up on. So that aspect was pretty awesome to check out, to see that aspect filmed on screen. You definitely couldn't do that in like some of the early movies, because they weren't those kind of movies. But this one definitely really showed the side of Batman that we haven't really seen portrayed really that great. So he is the detective. It's called Detective Comics, for a reason. It's called DC Comics. It's Detective Comics. That's the whole reason that there's a fucking DC comic. So I really dug seeing that. What do you think, Rick, of the detective aspect of this movie?
So that where a lot of it reminded me of Zodiac and of Seven. It's the two cops in Zodiac, and it's Somerset and God, I can't remember. Mills, David Mills. Yeah, with him and Gordon, just like he'd walk in. You kind of fucking see that, the cops, the Gotham cops are, no, what the fuck, they don't want him there. They think it's a, 3-ring circus with the freak, and I just love how, Gordon just, it just reminds me of like classic fucking, what's going on here, now the lead detective comes into the room. This is like True Detective, when you got the fucking, the officer in charge of the crime scene, and now here comes the detective to come in. It's like, all right, what do we got? And it just looks sick, like Batman just surveying the room slowly, just taking you can see him taking mental notes, like just
literally taking notes, because he has cameras on his eyeball.
Dude, that feature was sick. I love the fucking the lenses,
and like reviews his fucking night. That's, which is pretty kind of creepy, but kind of cool at the same time.
Yeah, for a detective, this is indispensable, because you have recorded evidence of everything, and you can go back and review everything at your leisure. But yeah, the detective part was sick, man. Just how he walked into a crime scene. It's almost like a CSI, episode when they're doing shit like that. I like that. I like the fact that it's more. If they're trying to make it more of a crime movie than a comic book movie, which I enjoy. It just so happens that the fucking lead detective on this shit is Batman. Yeah,
and they threw in some comic booky stuff too. I think it found a good balance of some of the comic booky stuff and kind of the, they try I don't want them to make it like Nolan's already tried to like make a real world Batman movie. There needs to be a balance. Balance is Batman is not set in the real world, so I think they found a good balance of. There's shit that he does that is very not. No one can actually do that shit in real life. So there's definitely been a balance for sure in this one. But I did, like you bring up the relationship with the cops. I think that was a good part of this movie too. Like him dealing with the cops, other than Gordon, which we'll talk about in a second. Him, like some of the cops fucking love him. They like, oh great, he's on our side. And some of the cops are, some of them are on the take, some of them are corrupt. But they're like, oh fuck this guy! Why is he coming in? He's doing, doing all this shit, undermining us, and coming out and messing up the crime scene and shit like that. So I did like that aspect of Batman, which we haven't really seen too much either in the big screen. We've seen that in the cartoon, or we've seen that in the comics. But I did like all the kind of, it kind of from their perspective too, kind of seeing his relationship with them. So I thought that was pretty cool.
I was hoping to see a Bullock kind of a little cameo in something like that, just having be a fucking a beat cop, just happen to be there. But that would have been a cool little nod.
Or Montoya,
or Montoya.
Yeah,
that would have been cool.
Yeah, well, we got. I'm sure we're gonna have sequels. We'll talk about the sequels in a minute, a little later. Hondo. So, what do you think of the detective aspect of the Batman?
Oh, it was really cool. I mean, it was the most detective of any of the Batman movies we've seen. His observation was really cool. He was able to tell how that. What was it, the mayor or mayoral candidate, or was it mayor that got killed at the beginning? How he was killed?
He was the incumbent mayor.
Yeah, he was. He was about to lose to the new mayor. So.
Yes, and he was able to tell how how he was killed. Like he was his hand was cut off or his thumb was cut off. Yeah, and he was still alive. He was able to tell just by the observation of the blood or whatever, which is great, to have Batman have those powers of observation.
This guy's hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah. And so it was really cool that they had that, and that was a very good plus in the movie. You want the he's a detective, man. Like you said, Detective Comics. That's and DC is the house that Batman built.
That's their cash cow.
According to Lego Batman, anyway.
Yeah, they it's true. Like this is if they can just make Batman movies, they'll be fine. But like my biggest issue with DC is they keep on making the Batman movies because it's the easiest thing for them to do.
Making money.
Making that money. Let's see. We got a bunch of chats. People are fucking juiced on the Batman. Krista, the Riddle is one of my favorite villains. So is that the riddle?
Riddle me this. So guess what she's about to say. It's a riddle, huh?
Is that a riddle?
Me answer that. So you're ecstatic.
How about what if it's like a cipher to fucking figure what that shit says?
There's 7 letters in no.
Chris is trolling us, man. It's fucked up, Chris. Which Batman movie has the best score? The original Danny Elfman score is pretty good, but the more I'm listening to this score, this might be up there. This might be number one for me. I gotta watch it again a couple more times. But like I said, I've been listening to the score this past weekend, just throwing it on. It's fucking really good, man. It's fucking really good.
I love the score for The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Dark Knight's really good too.
Oh yeah.
Dark Knight. I think The Dark Knight has the best score.
Yeah, that's
just top to bottom, everything. Just the way everything makes you feel, the atmosphere that it presents. Yeah. Dark Knight.
Yeah.
The Joker.
Yeah.
When he's robbing the bank.
Yeah.
That whole. Yeah. I have that soundtrack, by the way.
It's great, man.
Score. Great soundtrack. Yeah, this is up there for me, man. I don't know.
This one's good. This one's great. But the question was, best score. I mean, this one's great, but it's A and B right now. It's 1 and 2.
I think time will tell. Like, we got to listen to it more. I got to see the movie a couple more times, and really
that's the key right there. Watching the movie and knowing where the music comes in and how it makes you
the feel. Score like we've talked about before. Score for a movie is huge for me. Like
super important.
Oh yeah,
very important. Like a movie has a good score. A great movie has a score is like a big part of it. So if you have a good score and with a great movie, it highlights it, it enhances it so much. A score is very important, especially for these type of movies. Krista, glad that he was the main villain, and I love the way he was portrayed.
Riddle solved.
Riddle solved.
There you
Yeah,
go.
yeah, he was. Yeah, it's a different take. Like we've seen dark versions of the Riddler for too. Dark. We've talked about it before. Dark City. Was it Dark Knight, Dark City? Where he's that's a fucking twisted Batman story. He sticks a fucking ping pong ball in a fucking baby's throat, and Batman has to fucking perform surgery.
She has to trach him. Wow.
Tracheotomy.
And reading that,
That's great.
11-year-old, that fucking like, oh Jesus! And I've always had this like crazy image of the Riddler since I was a kid. Like, goddamn, Riddler's fucked up, man. So it's cool to see a different type of version. Like, yeah, I kind of agree with Hondo. The look wasn't great. I kind of wish he had a different look, but it's not that kind of Riddler. It's not that.
I have a theory about that later. So
okay, I'm sure Rick has a lot of theories about it.
oh, there's a lot of theories about this one, man.
Lori, did Batman sparkle? Pattinson, I've talked a lot of shit about Pattinson, but I think he overall did a good job.
He's not sparkle. It's not sparkle bats, man.
And, he's a good actor. He's a good actor. I haven't really seen him in much, so I can't really voice too much opinion. All I've seen him in is commercials for fucking Twilight. So, 6 Scale Reviews. What's up, 6 Scale Reviews? Go check out their channel if you love hot toys and 1/6 scale figures. This version of Bruce is very angry. They pulled straight out of the Arkham Origins game. They pulled from a lot of stuff, man. They pulled from a lot of games, comics, and this is an amalgam of a lot of Batman stuff. There's a lot of Easter eggs to a lot of history. Even like the '60s Batman. They had the Shakespeare statue inside the office.
That was great.
Yeah, like
that was great. I fucking saw that. I was like, yes.
Yeah. If you're a fan of the original '60s Batman show, the Batcave, they had a Shakespeare head statue. They would open it up, press the button, go down the Batcave. So that was a cool little Easter egg.
Easter egg, yeah.
6 Scale. That's why he's kind of a prick. LOL. I'm really surprised how much they pulled from all aspects of Batman games, comics, and previous movies. It was great. Yeah. I'm sure you're getting that hot toy. I'm assuming this is Dan. Dre doesn't know how to use the internet. They pulled from everything. Yeah, they pulled from the animated series. They pulled from the '60s show. They pulled from the deep a lot of the recent comics too, like the Year Zero. A lot of stuff. Yeah, Year One. Yeah, this is a lot of aspects from a lot of different incarnations of Batman. Batman's been around for fucking ever, man. So he's got a lot of, you could do the kid-friendly Super Pets cartoon, and you could do the dark, gritty, the Batman. And that's why Batman is such a great character. So versatile. You could do so much with him. You could make, throw him into a Justice League movie. You could throw him into a fucking goofy cartoon. You can throw him into a serious fucking film noir fucking detective story. It all kind of works. That's why people love the Batman. All right, so we talked about him, detective. So let's kind of go through the characters, kind of talk about the different characters that show up in this movie. The cast is amazing. I think the cast is great, top to bottom. There's no real bad actors in this movie. So let's start off with our girl Zoe Kravitz as the Catwoman. I think she was awesome as Catwoman. I think she played the perfect blend of like that femme fatale, badass, taking no shit, clever, kicked ass. I think she did a great job. I think their chemistry was pretty good. I think they're actually dating in real life. I think there was a rumor that they were actually caught on set Bane in the suits, like behind the scenes. I think that was a rumor I read a little while ago. Like Matt Reeves caught them.
That's awesome if that actually happened.
He was dressed up like Batman. She was dressed up as Catwoman. They were like banging on the set. So that's pretty awesome if that's true. He goes up in my Pantheon. If he does
that makes me smile a lot, man. That brings a smile to my face. Like that's just
the one issue I had, and this is the issue I had with the previous Catwoman on big screen. Give her the fucking costume. Give her the proper costume. I'm sick of I'm going to put a beanie on that has a little cat ear, kind of. Then it's not really the costume though. Like fucking half away. I was like, I have these goggles. When I put them up, they look like cat ears. No, just give her a fucking cowl. Give her like a proper. Like I know you're trying to like set it up as a real world fucking thing. No, I want to see a proper Catwoman suit. They keep on doing this half-assed fucking Catwoman. I want to see a real fucking Catwoman on screen. And did they even call her Catwoman?
No.
They didn't do that in the previous fucking movie either. Why are they shortchanging Catwoman? She's a cat.
They did say cat. You like a lot of cats, and they referred to cats, but they didn't say actual Catwoman. No.
Yeah, they already did that already. They did. I act like a cat. I like cats, but I'm not actually Catwoman. No, just call her fucking Catwoman, all right? I'm tired of this fucking, like, sugarcoating it. She's fucking Catwoman. She's a very important character. She's been around since the fucking 40s. She needs to be fucking have her do and stop fucking shortchanging Catwoman. Give her a fucking
She's
Catwoman.
been around since Batman #1.
Exactly. Like she's a character. Like
First issue of Batman.
That's like not calling him Batman, just call him the Bat Creature or some shit. Like, no, she's Catwoman. Call her Catwoman. She has a name. Stop shortchanging her. I'm tired of it. We already saw
Good
that.
point.
She's not Catwoman. I'm just gonna act like a cat and be a cat burglar. So I'm not really Catwoman, but you know what? The audience knows. Wink, wink. Fuck that. She's Catwoman. I see you shaking your head, Rick.
No, I'm agreeing. I'm agreeing, dude. It's just
That's the worst part, Rick. You don't know if he's agreeing or he has this inward for each.
the thing I'm disagreeing is I'm agreeing with your statement, but I'm disagreeing with them. Is the studios are fucking idiots. Well, we don't want to put a cowl on her, because I was like, well, because it's a real world Batman, right? Yeah, but that motherfucker has a cowl, and this is the real world. I mean, Batman has a cowl. So why can't fucking she have a cowl?
Yeah, well, you don't have to be something elaborate. She could have the goggles and like a little head covering, like a little
eye protection, man. She needs eye protection if she gets jumped off buildings and shit.
She can have goggles, dude. Yeah. And the other thing too, she can actually have like some kind of fucking, like a biker or not a biker, but like maybe like a mountain climber's helmet or some shit, just modified to give her like the fucking like a look and shit. But it's just, dude, what the fuck? These guys, we're gonna give her. Oh, so look, I could just do this to my thing, and now I have cat ears and shit.
You're Catwoman now, like
yeah, no.
Cow, dude. I hate they just like
and give her and call her Catwoman.
Yeah. So, what'd you think, Rick, of her portrayal?
I fucking loved it. Love the character. She holds the screen really well, dude. Yeah. So that's yeah. When she's on the screen, it's just
focused on
she's
her.
she just demands the focus, which is great. She's not a supporting actress. You could see that. She's fucking legit. Zoe Kravitz. I love her in like what was the Fantastic Beasts? She's great in that too. But she's dope in this. I just didn't like the little story with her background.
Yeah, they pulled that from I think Long Halloween. I think they pulled that storyline.
Yeah, it's just.
Yeah. That's one of my issues with. I think with the we'll talk about the issues with that, but like as far as the length go, they could have definitely trimmed the fat on a lot of that and kind of made it a tighter movie. Yeah, so yeah, but I think she did a good job, man. She was very
great.
Said her screen presence was really good. Hondo, what do you think, man? What do you think of the character not known as Catwoman, but she was she was the cat.
Selena Kyle.
Selena.
Yeah, she was great. She almost seemed like very grounded, like a kind of like a person I could hang out with. You know what I mean? Like not so.
That's the issue.
Whatever. Like just kind of like a normal person, not not some.
She's not a nut. She doesn't feel like a nut too.
Yeah, she's not crazy. She had good motivations. Zoe Kravitz, of course, she's beautiful. It's pretty much unanimous. Like almost every review I've seen, everyone likes her portrayal of Catwoman and her portrayal as Selena Kyle as well. So she's fantastic. She's cool. Like just big time thumbs up.
Yeah. She was good, man. Really, really. I wouldn't mind seeing more of her. Really. There's a lot of spin-offs coming off from this movie. I wouldn't, and she kind of mentioned Bloodhaven at the end, so I wouldn't mind seeing a spin-off HBO Max show of her just kind of kicking ass and
Bloodhaven.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing that, which could happen. I wouldn't be surprised. So let's talk about Gordon next, man. Jim Gordon, played by the great Jeffrey Wright. I liked Jeffrey Wright in this role. I had some issues with some of his, kind of bringing his own little flavor to it, which is not a bad thing, but just kind of like hearing Jim Gordon say, "Hey, man," like kind of those little things, kind of like Gordon wouldn't say "man" like that, but he's trying to bring his own flavor. But I thought the chemistry between those two guys were fucking great. I thought them kind of solving the case together was good. So he did a good job. Not my favorite Gordon in the movie. in a Batman movie, but I thought for this movie he worked. I did like the scene with them. He's trying to help him escape from the police station. And he basically tells him to punch him, and he punches him. And he's like, "Hey, you could have pulled that punch." He's like, "I did." And that was, there wasn't a lot of humor, but there was a couple of lines here and there. Like it was pretty good. Like when he jumped off.
It's a buddy cop line right there, man.
Yeah, when he jumped off the fucking police station and he had his little squirrel suit and he hit the fucking train. That was pretty hilarious. There's little things like that, but yeah, they're definitely dark. This is a dark ass fucking movie. But yeah, I like Jeffrey Wright as an actor. He's a great actor. He did a good job for what this movie was. But he wasn't bad at all. He was their chemistry really kind of like pushed that character along for sure. Hondo, what'd you think of Jeffrey Wright's Gordon?
I thought it was great, man. Jeffrey Wright is an awesome actor. Ever since I first saw him in Basquiat when he played Basquiat. He's been just a real good actor in pretty much most of the movies that he's in, and this one didn't disappoint. I thought he played it great. I thought it was I have no complaints. I have zero complaints on his portrayal of Gordon. I thought it was he backed up Batman in a reasonable way. He was authoritative, in the sense that he was a leader, and he wasn't weak. He was just a strong character, which Gordon is. So I liked it a lot, man. Again, like going back to my original statement, all the players are fantastic. It's just some of the writing I kind of question a little bit, but again, all the actors were fine, and Jeffrey Wright is, awesome, man. Good actor.
So, man, what do you think about Gordon, man, Rick?
Well, this is the one that I kind of have an issue with, but it's for similar reasons how we have an issue with Pattinson as Bruce Wayne. It's just he's not Commissioner Gordon yet. He's still a regular cop. He's
lieutenant,
huh? Yeah, he's still a lieutenant.
Yeah. So
he's different. He's not commanding. You could see that. I like the chemistry that him and Pattinson have. Back and forth, Batman and Gordon. That's great. It does feel that kind of almost reminded me of like 60s. 60s Batman, how he's always talking to Commissioner Gordon, and he's, walks off and he just starts thinking about shit. And I was like, all right, that's kind of cool. Kind of gave me those vibes. But at the same time, the way he acted as Gordon, it was just, it feels like Gordon really doesn't know what he's doing as much as Batman knows what he's doing for him.
Yeah.
And and it feels like, I never got that feeling from Jim Gordon. I feel Jim Gordon's like one hell of a fucking cop.
Yeah, like he could and he kind of did that towards the end. He kind of like took control and took command. But like fucking Gary Oldman in Batman Begins, you felt like he can fucking he can handle this shit himself. If he had to, But Batman's just kind of helping him out.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. I don't want to compare anybody to fucking Gary Oldman, man, and especially roles that he's done. But yeah, I mean, Gordon's an important character. I know, like I said, I know we're gonna get a sequel. I want to see what Bruce Wayne's gonna have, and I want to see more of a more in charge Gordon. I don't want Gordon to feel like the guy who's getting over in his job because of the work that Batman's doing. Yeah, I want him to be part of that work, not just like directing shit. You do this, I'll cover for you. Like, no, you're supposed to be working on this shit too, bro. You're a hell of Jim Gordon's a hell of a cop, man.
Yeah. Okay. Here's the main event right here, man. Hey, what are you talking about over here? Hey,
all right.
And the Penguin over here.
Let me go to my notes.
Because take it easy.
People have been fucking. I want to fight people on this one, so yeah. But go ahead.
So they're going straight up fucking Tony Soprano, Penguin, Colin Farrell. unrecognizable. Like in the role, the makeup effects are great. You can't if they didn't say this was Colin Farrell, I wouldn't have, like I couldn't see it. Like if you told me this was Richard Kind, I would be like, yeah, that's Richard Kind in makeup.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's. I got some issues with Penguin. They're really leaning into the mob aspect of Penguin, which is he's been portrayed in the comics. I did like the Iceberg Lounge mention.
Yes.
I think he's way too tall to be the Penguin. If they would have shortened him up a little bit, it just the accent, like him trying to like make him this Goomba ass character, kind of took me out of it. You could have used any other character if you wanted. Don't use the Penguin if you're going to make him a Goomba. Like this, like a stereotypical fucking Goomba henchman, mafia henchman guy. If he wasn't named the Penguin, it would have been a fine character. But you're calling this guy the Penguin. Yeah, it kind of takes me out of it. It's very jarring seeing a penguin, like a penguin that's taller than most of the other characters, and just kind of like that accent, just kind of way chewing the scenery over the top. Which kind of penguin it kind of is in the comic and the cartoon and stuff. He's very over the top and such. But yeah, this is the character I had the most issues with. Like as far as any of the, and we've seen this in the trailers and stuff, and we already had our trepidation about this. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's maybe I'll watch it a second time and maybe I'll like it a little more. But just seeing him, he's too tall. The accent was a little too much, too like fucking stereotypical mafia Goomba fucking doing a parody of The Sopranos. This looks like fucking Al Pacino and Tony Soprano from Untouchables and Tony Soprano from The Sopranos. Just had a baby, and this is what happened. So I don't know. It kind of took me out of it anytime it was on screen. He had some funny lines. He didn't feel like the Penguin to me, man. That's the biggest issue I had. It didn't feel like the Penguin when I saw him on screen. It didn't feel right to me. Something was off. Effort, what'd you think of this, man? What'd you think of the Penguin?
All right, hold on. So
I'm excited
one of the biggest things that I have an issue with is why do they waste Colin Farrell? Like, who came up with the idea of let Colin Farrell, you're gonna play the character this way? Like for real? Like, no, you can't do that shit. When I first heard it, and I'll throw it up there right now. Oh man, it's shit. How do I do that?
No, overlay, not fucking.
Oh, I did on the wrong place, didn't I? Oh, I did on the background. My bad. Here we go.
Overlay.
Do this real quick. So this is what I pictured. I was hoping for was that right there.
Yeah, that would have worked a lot more.
Oh,
you could have pudged him up a little bit.
Yeah, but the
where's
thing
that
is,
from, Rick?
that's Emperor Penguin.
Oh, okay.
Where's that from? Is that not right before Court of Owls?
No. Oh fuck! I can't even remember the book right now. But this
that would have been cool.
This is where this guy comes in and he makes a move on Cobblepot's thing. Not saying that they would have went with that character, but I could have went with that's Cobblepot, if anything, But if you're gonna put all that makeup on him, is that what you guys were going for? Like you guys wanted a makeup Oscar or some shit? I mean, great makeup. Don't get me wrong. That is a fucking transformation. I think it's the same person who did Coming to America, the sequel. That they got an Oscar for that. I mean, the makeup work is awesome. This is the one thing that I don't like. So it's just why is it that every fucking mafia guy, or not just mafia but any crime boss, why do they have to be Italian? Why why does Colin Farrell, who has a fucking hardcore fucking Irish brogue to his fucking accent, why is he doing an Italian accent? You could have got Steve Sciarippa to do this from The Sopranos. You could have got Joe Pesci. Old ass Joe Pesci.
Hell yeah.
That was a rumor for a long time. Joe Pesci was rumored to play the Penguin for a long time. That was like,
But that's if they wanted to go this way, that's the shit that kills me. Like,
I'm glad they didn't go with Jonah Hill. That was a big like Jonah Hill was supposed to be cast in this.
I would have rather had Josh Gad. Josh Gad's the person I wanted. Yeah, you know, he's a funny actor, but after I saw him on the Little Monsters, where he was the fucking children show, he's a good actor, man. That motherfucker's funny. But he would have been the Penguin. Why is the Penguin an underling? I get it. The Penguin should have been competitive with the fucking Carmine Falcone and Maroni.
And I get this part. You know, this is the origin and shit. Like, why'd you ruin my background?
Oh, I did ruin the background. Where'd it go? Sorry, I fucked it all up. Yeah, but you know, that's the one thing that kind of fucking ticked me off, dude. I was like, they pretty much relegated him to be, he was a henchman for Maroni. I don't like the idea, even if it's a beginning. I don't like the idea of Penguin being a henchman, or I mean to Falcone.
Yeah,
like,
and then they do that with the fucking Gotham.
Yeah, and the thing is, the Iceberg Lounge, that's Penguin's. That's not fucking like, oh, that's his shit. He's the Penguin, Iceberg Lounge, Penguin.
Yeah, Iceberg Lounge. He didn't own it; he was running it, right?
No, I know, but it just makes more sense with him and shit.
And they didn't call him Penguin either, right? In the movie,
they did not call him. No, they called him Oz.
Oz, yeah.
Oz. Yeah, they never referred to him as Cobblepot. And dude, unless he's like a Falcone person or whatever, like why? I just don't get why they had to make him like a fucking cheesy, over the top, you know, Goodfellas reject.
Yeah, basically, yep. I totally agree. Hondo, what'd you think of the Penguin, man? Like Hondo would have been a great Penguin. I think Hondo would have been...
El Pingüino.
Let's see. Burgess Meredith is rolling in his grave. No,
he was a best Penguin. I think he's better than DeVito for sure.
Yeah, well, the DeVito they turned him into a freak, which it's Tim Burton shit.
Eating the raw fish.
I like Gangster Penguin, like fucking mob boss Penguin is I think that's his best best portrayal is Gangster Penguin, man.
Gangster Penguin. That's what Philip Seymour Hoffman I think would have been the best Penguin, but.
So Hondo, back to your thoughts.
Yeah.
So again, you know, you guys are backing up what I said is that the acting is fine. Like you said, you couldn't even tell it was Colin Farrell.
That's because of makeup, not because of acting.
But the game plan, I mean, well, his acting was good. I mean, you know, for the role that was written for him. So again, the game plan sucked. Whoever wrote the game plan, the players were great. The players can perform for you. The actors can act for you. They can do a great job acting. But it's the writing of the character that I had a problem with, right? So, like, yeah, I see what you guys are saying, and I agree with that to the extent, you know, that, yeah, he was an underling. He should have been running his own shit. But I guess this shows his ascension, right? So, like, it ends with him kind of like, I'm going to be the next big guy. So that explains a little bit of it. But, you know, I like the actor, but yeah, again, it's not really the Penguin. But when we first saw the Penguin in the previews, we were just like, oh no, like we were just, right? Like you guys were like, holy shit, it's, you know, what is this, right? And it wasn't as bad as that initial shock. Like when we knew what was, you know, from the previews, there was, you know, they show scenes with the Penguin, and we knew it was going to be like, okay, it's going to be like this kind of Penguin. And it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, you know, and I think Colin Farrell is a good actor for what it was. I just don't like the role that was written for him. So again, I didn't have any problem with any of the actors. I just didn't like the roles that were written for them, you know. So it wasn't as bad as I thought, you know. Yeah, it leaves something to be desired, but I didn't mind it too much, you know.
Yeah, I my fears were, you know, it came true with that character. Go ahead, Rick.
So just to rebut the whole like the writing on this particular one, Colin Farrell was pushing for this kind of Italian mafia shit. That was his choice from like an article that I read.
Oh well, the writer should have vetoed that. You know?
Yeah, but
I'm blaming the writers. God damn it.
Yeah, but he wanted to put on like a fucking whole little thing and create a whole persona. That was his thing coming in. So he just wanted to go like fucking because he's filming other shit right now too, and it's I guess he didn't probably stray too far from another character. But
can I say something?
Mm-hmm.
So that picture that you just showed, Rick, with Emperor Penguin and Colin Farrell, that nailed it, man. That looked, dude. That looked.
You did the same thing, dude.
That's money, dude. If he would have had a monocle and that, you know, the umbrella. Yeah. Hey, wait a minute. This is a good one too. What's the Penguin without an umbrella?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, Ella. You know, like.
Not just that. I mean, the reason they call him the Penguin is that he's fucking fitted in black.
Let's not go over what. Yeah, that was good comedy right there, Hondo. I appreciate that. The Ella. I caught that. That was pretty good. That was probably the funniest thing you've ever said.
I have my moments. I'm the Latin Penguin.
Ella. Give him a monocle, give him a little belly, and a fucking umbrella. And you're the Penguin. That's fine.
I think it was just a miscast on their part. They could have had Colin Farrell for any other role, but
great as Alfred. So
would have been a good Alfred.
Why don't they ever consult comic book fans? Like if they just would have came to one of us and we could have just tweaked the movie.
Let me cast your movie. That's all I say. Let me cast your movie.
We should. Yeah, we've casted our perfect Batman movie. Yeah, we got
throughout all time.
Yep.
Alec
Baldwin, Batman for sure. 1980, 89.
Yep.
Yeah. So, what you guys think of Falcone, man? Like, and the big twist of Falcone being that was from the comics. Turturro didn't really do much. He played Turturro. It wasn't really like. See, I think that was a big chunk that could have been taken out, like a big fat. It could have been trimmed. That could have took easily. Like I'm not saying this movie should have been short.
That's 2 hours and 40 minutes if you take out the whole Falcone shit.
And that would have been fine. That would have been a perfect fucking time for this. I think that, and that at that point they were kind of repeating story beats.
Yeah.
Kind of like repeating the same shit over and over again with that. So I think that chunk of the movie kind of didn't work for me. I think they were just kind of beating a dead horse with the same fucking story beats. So that was one of the issues I had. But yeah, Toro's the Toro. I like the Toro, but it was kind of like you didn't need him to be so much of a character that it took up a good chunk of 20 minutes of the movie. And to throw that twist of Catwoman being his daughter didn't really add too much to the story. Like just for that ending part where she's going to shoot him, like you could have easily cut that out and been fine. But you know, whatever. Let's see. 6 scale reviews. It made me happy that it was totally different. It wasn't. There was a lot of elements of other, Batman incarnations. So it was kind of a greatest hits of Batman kind of
an amalgam.
Kind of an amalgam, all the Batman stuff. I heard they got caught fucking on the Batmobile. That's a rumor I've seen all over. I heard it was on set, so I heard it was like some on set. So yeah, that's pretty badass if that's the case.
Christy, the Batmobile.
Lori, which Catwoman is the best?
Hey, are we including everything?
I think I'll go Julie Newmar, man.
Julie Newmar.
Yeah, Julie Newmar was fucking. She was fucking.
Eartha Kitt.
She was good. But I'm a Julie Newmar mark, man.
There, we'll go back to that question in a second. Based on what Matt Reeves said about all the characters, they're really just starting out. So the way they are in this movie isn't set in stone. Yeah, I get that part. This is an origin. This is year 2. This is origin. We're kind of starting off. And we'll see what they do with the next movie, but yeah, for sure. But we're judging it on this movie right here, so we have to kind of judge these characters based on what we see in this one. And they can definitely swerve, but they can't really swerve Penguin too much because he's going to be stuck with that accent for the rest of the fucking movies. I'm pretty sure he's going to show up in the next one, so that's going to be Penguin for the next. You can give him an umbrella, you give him a monocle, but
yes, they have to do that.
And he's still gonna have that fucking accent. He's still gonna be way too tall unless they like chop off his legs or some shit. Polly Walnuts.
That's what he was doing. He was doing Polly Walnuts.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. If Gandolfini was still alive, I think he'd make a great Penguin. You'd have made a great Falcone.
He would have been too tall, man.
He would have made a great Falcone.
Yeah, Falcone would.
I did like the touch of the scarring on Carmine's face for Turturro.
Yeah,
that was a straight up nod to Long Halloween.
Yeah, a lot of stuff pulled from Long Halloween. Krista, I'm a big Penguin mark, and I was so disappointed. I totally agree with what's being said. Penguin is not Italian and not an underling. Yeah, they did that with the fucking Arkham show, the Gotham show. Like, yeah, that's not bad. 6-scale reviews. Did y'all like the Batmobile? Fuck yes, the Batmobile was the best fucking part, in my opinion. I love that Batmobile, man. That Batmobile is sick. Fucking
Batmobile's fucking mean as fuck, dude.
The way it comes out in the beginning, I think, Hondo, did you go to the bathroom at this point when the Batmobile first appeared? Oh, you saw it again, though, right? Okay. I
saw it again.
You just hear the engine. It looks like a fucking demon hiding in the darkness. I got like
Christine.
Christine.
Felt like Christine to me.
Felt like got super Christine vibes, man. I thought the Batmobile looked badass. I love that scene. I kind of wanted to see more of the Batmobile. We just kind of got that one scene, that one chase was pretty good.
Straight up muscle, American muscle.
Sound of it, the way it was like sparking, and just the way it looked in the shadows. You just saw the fucking, and he was, just so fucking cool, man. I love the Batmobile so much.
Shit's mean as fuck.
I showed this off last week, but I picked up the new version of the Hot Wheels Batmobile. Digging it a lot. I dig it. I think it's definitely one of the better Batmobiles on screen anyways. But yeah, Rick, what you think of the Batmobile?
I would love that car. I just loved how it started with just, the revving, and then you can see the lights. It's just that, the lights fucking coming on, and just, it sounds so fucking mean, dude. Yeah, that it has that fucking underneath the fucking hood, dude. It has some that shit has balls on it, bro. Mad,
very cool.
It had mad horsepower on it, and the best thing about it is hearing that fucking Robert Pattinson was the one who got to fucking really push that shit on some scenes. Yeah, it was a stunt driver, but Robert Pattinson was driving it, over 100 miles per hour on a lot of on some of those scenes. So I mean, just more props to the guy. I mean, yeah, it's like, imagine that. You tell me they give you the Batmobile and you're like, all right, go ahead and go drive. You're not gonna fucking push that motherfucker. Yeah, you push that shit.
Oh yeah, it was dope, man. Great Batmobile.
Yeah, I'd rank it high on the Batmobiles, man. Fucking, I'd probably say that this is my third favorite on-screen Batmobile.
I'd probably say the same thing.
Yeah,
it's cool. It was definitely cool, man. Had the cool factor 100.
And it was like, it worked for this world, and I've complained about this in some of the other movies. Like, I want to see the progression. So I want to see, I want to see this become like more streamlined a little bit more. Like, you kind of adjust it and kind of adds to it. It doesn't have to change it all, but like kind of add to it and kind of make it, add some more stuff, especially like with the suit and the Batcave. That was my biggest gripe with the Dark Knight trilogy. Like, there's no real progression between there should be a jump in the Batcave, there should be a jump in the Batmobile, there should be like a jump in the suit, and they kind of did that in Dark Knight. But I don't know. I just want to see a progression between movies. I want to see if next movie's year 3, I want to see a progression of all the gadgets. All this becomes more streamlined, more different. You're going to sell more toys, so yeah, you're going to have to do that.
I'd like to see another car, another Batmobile, but when they go back into the Turtle Cave, I want to see the fucking. I want to see I want to see the original from the Batman in the background somewhere, like
Yeah,
he's starting to store his cars.
Yeah, I like the aspect of the Batman in the comic. He kind of saves everything. Like he's very nostalgic. He saves all the like shit from his crime scenes, and I like the comic book Batcave where he has a T-Rex from like a fucking weird crazy adventure and the big penny and shit like that.
Yeah,
I haven't seen that. We haven't seen that Batcave yet. Like the nostalgia, we kind of saw that a little bit in Batman versus Superman, but I want to see more of that. I want to see nostalgic, badass Batcave with all his cases and like all his different bat suits lined up and different Batmobiles lined up. I definitely want to see something like that.
Bat Museum.
Yeah, he's very nostalgic. He's very I definitely want to see some of that. All right, let's jump into the ending, the last half hour. We get the plot from Riddler. They figure out who Riddler is. I did like that scene where they capture him in the little restaurant, doing his little question mark coffee. I did like Paul Dano. He wasn't really in it too much. He did his voice and he was on video for most of the movie, so he finally showed up towards the end. So he sets up a little QAnon type online, threat. All these like fucking weirdos online on the dark web, and he kind of sets it up. I like how he gets captured, but his plan is still going forth. Kind of almost the same plot as Dark Knight with Joker in some ways. Kind of like these like disciples kind of carrying out his fucking whims. So I did like that kind of aspect of it. This kind of turns into like more of an action movie towards the end. Like it was very slow paced, kind of more methodical, but then it goes straight up action movie towards the end, which you kind of had people. I heard people complain about that. It's like, no, you gotta have a big action scene. It's a Batman movie. You can't just have him. I saw the crime. All right, everyone go home. No, it needs to be a big action scene. So the plot is they blow up the dams in Gotham. I guess Gotham's like below sea level, so they're gonna blow up the seawater walls and flood Gotham and cleanse it of all its disgust. And this has been a plot in, I think, Year Zero, right? This was the plot in Year Zero. The Riddler fucking blows up the dams and like kind of sends like Gotham. It's a kind of a mix of No Man's Land and Year Zero, where they kind of blow up these dams and it kind of sends Gotham back into basically it's going to get closed off and the National Guard's going to come out and it's going to turn into a No Man's Land. I thought the fighting was good. I thought the fight scene was good. It could have the last. It was a Gotham. Was it Gotham Garden or what the hell is it called? The basically Madison Square Garden for Gotham. Gotham. It kind of reminded me of the scene of the end of 1998 Godzilla.
That's what I was thinking too. It's like, where are the fucking babies?
Where are the babies?
Where are the babies at?
I got to kind of that vibe on that one. But Hondo, what'd you think of the little last last 30 minutes, last like action scene, the last part of this movie?
When Batman comes in, he comes like flying in, after he's dealing with the Riddler, and then he goes to stop the everything going chaotic and take out those snipers and everything else. Oh, that was bad. The way he came in and he just started beating everybody up. I thought the fight sequences were good. The way they played it, like he was battling, he was kicking ass. Oh man, it was really cool, really cool. Yeah, I liked it a lot, man. I liked that. He brought it. He was throwing down and able to stop, the bad guys. One little gripe, he's hanging. And the guy's going to shoot him, and then Catwoman saves him. I would have wanted to see Batman kind of like at least grab the muzzle of the gun or something, fight back, because it's basically implying that if Catwoman hadn't saved him, he would have been shot and blasted. And, I kind of like Batman is going to find a way, it was something that I wish like it would have showed him like, okay, Catwoman saved him, but he still would have found a way to get out of it even without Catwoman. So that's a small gripe that I had. Also when he was like tired and knocked out, I just thought this would have been a cool little twist, which is why they should talk to comic book people. When he injected himself with adrenaline, I guess.
Venom.
Venom.
It was
great.
If
they would have said like Commissioner Gordon would have said, really, adrenaline? and then he would have said, "No, I'm making up my own concoction," and then it would have been like a reference into Venom, like that.
You don't have to talk about you saw.
It's glowing.
It's green.
It's green.
So it was like I think that was put in there for us nerds. You would have to. First of all, you have to explain what Venom is, and then isn't that the Spider-Man villain? Then audiences are stupid. I think just showing it and it's green.
You know what it is.
I think I think we both turned to each other. I was like, "Oh, is that Venom? Venom?" So I think that was for us. I think that little thing was for us, and I think that's implied that's Venom. And maybe
really okay. I thought it was just adrenaline. I guess I didn't notice the green on it.
Yeah, it's green. It's a green liquid. In the comics, the Venom is green. So
okay, well then, yeah. But again, that was like a small gripe that I had. But I guess that's pretty cool. Oh, and then the part when he has the torch and he's guiding the people out. That was really nice. That was a really nice scene, man. He's guiding the people out of the chaos. Yeah, that was
the people of Gotham should not fear me. The criminals of Gotham should fear the shit out of me.
Yeah,
but people of Gotham should see me as hope. So I like that. How at first I was scared of him, and now it's like he's helping us. He's the good one.
That was straight fire. That was a really good scene.
Yeah, that was
so yeah, I liked it, man. It was cool.
Yeah.
Ending scene was very satisfying.
Yeah, it was a fun end scene. I saw people bitching about it. What do you expect? You're supposed to have a big epic fucking scene. But I thought the movement, him moving around, Catwoman kind of fighting side by side. I thought the fight choreography was pretty damn good. Rick, what you think, man?
So the fight scenes, I fucking loved. It make me feel like when he was getting hit, I was like, dude, somebody forgot to press the square button. You got to dodge that, man. And the fighting felt a lot like watching the fights in the Arkham series for the games. It's you have to press the button at the right time or else you're gonna get fucked up. And I did love that he's a bit smaller. He's not as imposing as Ben. Ben's a fucking big fucker.
Yeah,
Ben's a beast. But him coming in, I did appreciate him getting fucking he got it, he got hit, he got fucking punched, he got shot at. But he took the hit and fucking just came back, turned around and gave it right back. So he could dish it as well as he could take it. So, which is a plus, especially at the beginning. He's not going to be perfect. He's not going to be just like, oh, you didn't touch me, fuck you,
right.
Yeah, he's not going fucking full Bruce Lee and against the fucking crew and shit yet. But yeah, some of that stuff was I didn't like the imagery of him pulling the fucking thing out, like I said, and then I was like, what the fuck is that? That's one of the few moments I was like, what the fuck is this shit? Why didn't you pull out a batarang from down below and oh, I got a batarang? I would have fucking marked out so much more. Maybe the chest symbol is the prototype for a batarang. You can see, oh wait, that was useful. Okay, I should make more of these.
It felt like the scene from Batman Forever when he had that big ass batarang and fucking threw it at the thing. It was just
yeah,
it's like a Shogun Warrior thing, Yeah,
I was kind of. I feel you on that one.
Yeah, so I think other than that, the end sequence was cool. Like you said, I did love that him walking, holding the flare, just leading people out to safety. Because I think in most movies, I think other than probably Batman Returns, I think Gotham actually kind of liked Batman until he got set up for the murder of the fucking the Ice Princess, but
it's always been a love-hate thing where one minute they love him and the next minute
but most incarnations they don't like him.
A lot of time smeared in the papers as some lunatic fucking vigilante. The cops don't like him, and usually for the most part he the '60s Batman show he was God to the city, and it's I like it better where like people are not sure, but he's still
Exactly. That's where I'm at. Batman is a very divisive person amongst people because he's that person who's taking the law into his own hands, and there are people, well, I don't like that shit. They shouldn't be doing, but he shouldn't be doing GCPD's job. GCPD should be doing their job. Oh, you shut up, and then they go back and forth. And, that's what Gotham is. That's what Gotham is. It's fucking people who are tired of it. We're living in Gotham right now. So it's just pretty much. It's just
city of dreams.
We need Batman. But yeah, that's what Batman is. He's that divisive character, and I'm glad that right now it looks like we're probably going to go into kind of like the animated series where they kind of got that way. Like most people, like, no, Batman's a good dude. Trust me. There's that story that Batman helped out somebody that they know or something, and that Batman, the word gets around like that. The news, they're the ones fucking, most of the times killing him, and then the criminals, they just fucking fear him. But I did like, I don't know if I like the whole, chasing each other on the motorcycles thing and, splitting off to separate ways.
Yeah, I was a cheese for sure.
I was just like, what's this? I'm gonna miss you, girl. I'm chasing her on the motorcycle, and then they split. That part was just a little okay, that's fine. But if this is the starting point, I'm super sad.
All right, we'll talk about that, like where we think this is gonna go in a second. One of the things I did not like, I didn't like the Joker scene. I thought that was kind of out of place.
Yellow bastard. That's what it looked like to me behind that thing. It looked like the yellow bastard.
It did need, and of course, it was to pop the fucking fanboys that know it better. There was a guy behind it. Oh my God, the Joker! Like, of course they're gonna fucking put the Joker in. I don't think they need the Joker now. We've had so much Joker. I'm sick of the fucking Joker. We've had 2 fucking Oscar-winning fucking performances from the Joker in the past 15 years. He showed up everywhere. He was in the fucking the Justice League just a little while ago. He was in the first Suicide Squad movie. I'm kind of over the Joker. The Joker is best when you in small doses, and when the Joker's not around for a while, and then when he comes out with a vengeance, fuck yeah, that's when the Joker hits. But when it's all the fucking time with the Joker. And I thought the scene didn't really play all that well. I didn't think it was like, it didn't get me juiced like to see Penguin and Riddler and Joker team up. I think it was just kind of, they should have kept this at a final credit scene or something, or like a post credits. Like this didn't need to be part of the movie. It kind of took me out of it. Like that, like I get it. You want to, people love the Joker and you want to throw him in there. It's too soon. You could have saved this for like a third movie. A Joker reveal. You didn't need that. Like they ended it just like Batman Begins with a little Joker tease. You didn't need it. I'm sick of the Joker. I don't need the Joker in this franchise. Not yet, anyways. I think it was a little too soon. I think that scene didn't work for me. I think it was kind of forced. Like, oh, we need to put the Joker in. We need to put the Joker because people love the Joker. People are expecting the Joker. Give me another villain. Give me a villain we haven't seen before. Give me a villain like, give me the ventriloquist man talking like with his puppet. Like you hear somebody talking.
Calendar Man.
No, like, dude, have him talking to somebody, and it gets revealed he's talking to a fucking puppet. It's a fucking ventriloquist. Like, the ventriloquist is talking through the puppet. And, like, something like that. Something we haven't seen before. Why can't we get that? Instead, we get the fucking Joker again.
So, did they clearly say it was the Joker?
Yes. Well, they didn't clearly say, but yes, it's a Joker, yeah.
So,
who else would agree?
Well, no, you know what I would do if they consulted me as a twist? I think the actor that they had playing the Joker, that guy from Eternals,
yeah,
that guy, he would make a perfect Mad Hatter. If they were to make a twist and say that's not the Joker, that was the Mad Hatter, and the Joker's kind of like pulling the strings, but like, or something like that, just to throw people off, I think that would be cool. And I think that actor would play a really good Mad Hatter. And a Mad Hatter would be kind of crazy like that. Ha ha ha! Like
something different. Something different.
Yeah.
I'm just.
Yeah,
I think the term that he used the word joke in there, so it kind of is just that.
Yeah, a little too obvious. Yeah, and it was rumors that he was going to play the Joker too. Like this kind of got leaked a little while ago. So yeah, people were kind of expecting this. So it was like a horrible kept secret.
If you look at Arkham Asylum, the book, he looks like that actor, the Mad Hatter. He
Yeah.
does. He has that look. Like, so I don't know. That's what I would do.
Yeah, it kind of took me out of it. I think that scene was not necessary, but it's the pop the fanboys that don't know any better. So I don't know. What do you think of that scene, Rick?
Yeah, like I said, it looked like that yellow bastard from Sin City in there. Like you could just see like the silhouette. He just had it looks like he's got a mask. Either he's got the mask, the ripped off skin mask on him, but why would they let them have that in a fucking in Arkham? I think that they would take that away from him.
Yeah. So you have your skin mask in your
yeah. Why would they let the Joker be in length of almost anybody? Usually they fucking have like Joker and like a little bit further down away from everybody and shit, But yeah, Ray's perfect. He's right when he says it's Joker's better in small doses. Like what I want to see is like when you don't invite the Joker to play, it pisses him off. And that should be like somewhere down the line, like all of this shit's going on, and then fucking you could just see hints of the Joker just probably, the shit's happening because it's look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me. Mm-hmm. And then they get to it. But it was a throwaway scene. Really wasn't much.
Yeah, I don't think it needed to be right there.
Yeah, I think there's going to be. They said that there's a deleted scene that's a lot longer that had something to do with that. But
yeah,
that's my whole thing. So is he Lecter and this guy's like Red Dragon? From Manhunter. I don't know. Yeah, Redragon. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I didn't need this. I didn't need Joker in this, but it's the Joker. They need to put him in. They need to shoehorn him in it. All right, so let's talk about let's talk about what we think where this is going next, man. Where you think this is gonna play out? Like we got some hints of like No Man's Land. We got hints of Year Zero, the storyline. So I think that we're gonna see the next movie kind of Batman trying to rebuild Gotham. I think this is where we're going to see the Bruce Wayne character kind of come out and like, oh, I need to have a character, I need to have a face to put out there so Gotham can, have some kind of faith in what happened, because they kind of smeared his father with the campaign and shit. So I think he's going to rebuild the Wayne name, and in doing so, kind of create the Bruce Wayne persona. I don't want to see Joker and Riddler as the villains for the next movie. I really hope I don't see that in this movie. I want to see some new. I want to see Poison Ivy. I want to see fucking. She was a big point in the big character in that Year Zero storyline, which they pulled a lot from. I kind of want to see her show up. I want to see, like I said, ventriloquist. I would love to see a ventriloquist. I kind of like we've talked about this before too. Like I don't know if they're gonna go the supernatural route, but I want to see some of the supernatural villains. It doesn't look like they're going that route. They're going to go for the real world. But I wouldn't mind that twist. Like in the next one, we'll see, like some character that's in the movie that turns out to be Clayface,
like a Sandman kind of a character.
Yeah, like you just it's a normal guy, but then you reveal, he's playing different guys, and it's actually Clayface. It sets up for like Clayface in the next movie or something. So I wouldn't mind seeing them kind of shoehorn some of that stuff in. But yeah, you can go a lot of places with this, man. I just want to see more of the character develop, and I want to see where this goes for sure. Hondo, what do you think, man? What do you want to see in the sequels?
If it's Matt Reeves, I would love to see the Court of Owls.
Oh, that'd be a good one.
The Court of Owls would be sick, man. They're friggin' they're like an elite group of like just corrupt power people that are as old as Gotham and have infiltrated everywhere in Gotham. That would be like so awesome to see that. I would like to see Killer Croc, just a good version of Killer Croc. Like you said, the supernatural, the some of the villains that have these, superpowers. I mean, we have the film technology for that. We have we could do that, man. We could upgrade,
better than that fucking, what was it, fucking Suicide Squad? Fucking Mr.
Bacon. Oh, and you know who would be fun, just to kind of like have a little fun? Kite Man. Kite Man would be cool, man. Just just because I want to see a little bit of funniness in it, you know. Just like he could be like some minor character who's just robbing shit by flying on his glider, and you know, then you just capture him and just a little bit part, you know.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing them bring in Robin. Bring in a young, like a kid Robin, not fucking Chris O'Donnell. I'm fucking older than you, Robin. I want to see him bring in like a 10-year-old, a 10-year-old or something like fucking Robin would be cool. I think that would work in this, you know, because he had that like relationship with the kid, like kind of like the mayor's kid that got murdered, kind of seeing reflection of himself in that little kid. So I wouldn't mind seeing him like take up a young ward.
Well, that could be foreshadowing right there. It's like he knows the pain himself, so.
Yeah, and he sees it happen again with some other kid, and he's like decides to take him under his wing, like so to speak. But what do you think, Rick? What do you want to see?
So, from what I was looking at everything, and what Matt Reeves looks like, what he wants to do, and I think based on his age, I think we're gonna get Hush.
Yeah, we got a little.
Oh yeah.
I think we're gonna get Hush.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Remember the masks I was telling you, you know, to pay attention to the mask. There's a tape going across the Riddler's thing. So to me, that was the thing. I was just like, oh, they could have did any kind of fucking mask, but why is there tape particularly over his mouth? Hush. They did show a little thing in the middle of that Riddler thing, the little Riddler videotape, the Elliots. And they're probably involved with Renewal, possibly because they were another philanthropic family in Gotham. And oh, dude, I would just kept on thinking about stuff, and I'm like, if I remember right, he used the Riddler as like a pawn to kind of start everything. The only thing is, you know, if you do Hush, you're not going to have, you know, the Robin reveal with Clayface or any of that because there's no Jason Todd yet or whatever. But I think if you leave that part out of it and just go the story, and we've been saying it, that the next movie should have Bruce Wayne building the persona of Bruce Wayne. All Tommy Elliott wants to do is tear down that persona and take it for himself. So it could get interesting with that whole thing. It's, to me, if he's doing more detective stuff, you know, if he's gonna, like, if we actually get like trilogies of detective thing, like Batman's, it's like Sherlock Holmes. It's like a Sherlock Holmes kind of thing, but it's with Batman. If we get that kind of trilogy, I think we could be getting Hush next in a setting of no man's land. Like, there's gonna be factions. Yeah, Penguin's gonna have his own factions. You can see the street gangs. The street gangs are out there. They're going to have their own factions. You know, the Maroni might be out. Who knows? There's just so much they can do now, dude. Maybe the Joker has fucking people. We don't know. If it's the Joker, if it's the Mad Hatter, maybe Mad Hatter got a crew too. They all chopped up Gotham at one point, you know, and Batman had to fucking, you know, come and regulate. But I honestly think we're getting Hush, and fuck, I get giddy thinking about it, dude, because he's a sick villain, but at the same time, he would just be the villain for the second movie, and you can see who's probably pushing everything. Might be, you know, it could be somebody like the Joker, or could be who was the other guy? It could be like somebody like Dr. Hugo Strange, since you've brought in Arkham, you know, into the whole. You're bringing Arkham into the whole thing. It could be Dr. Hugo Strange too, to follow the Hush story. Yeah. So that could be a trilogy right there.
Or be part of the story too, because he can like kind of break down Bruce Wayne's id and like kind of involve Hush, like, you know, he's manipulating Batman through Hugo Strange, and they're kind of basically fucking Batman's brain. So
yep, dude. That's where when I started seeing all of these, I'm like, yeah. When they showed me Joker, I was like, okay, yeah, whatever, go away. Hush. That's what I think is coming. Is Hush.
Yeah. Let's get some good shouts. Yeah, they set it up where they can go to a lot of places with this movie.
Yeah,
so, yeah, I'm totally down with that. 6 scale reviews. Yep, Batman is a collector. He's one of us. He's one of us. He keeps all the shit. Lori brings up, who would you cast as Poison Ivy?
Oh,
Actually, I would cast Anna Taylor-Joy.
no.
She looks
Emma Stone. That's that red. Yeah, right.
Doesn't have to be a redhead necessarily.
That's tough. Yeah, I don't know. Have to.
Like Uma Thurman's not a redhead, and she played fucking.
Yeah.
She's like one of the better parts of that fucking movie. She was actually not bad. Yeah, Poison Ivy.
Trying to think of who could play her.
I mean, Anna Taylor-Joy is great, but I just see her way too much. Like she's in.
Yeah, she's getting a little over.
She's
I'm holding her over for MCU, man. She needs to not do other shit. Yeah,
I'm excited about the
needs to be Magic.
Northman.
Yeah, have you seen Last Night in Soho yet?
Yeah, I saw it, man. It was really good.
Fucking great,
Oh,
bro.
really good, man.
Really, really good. Yeah, I liked it a lot.
Flick.
Bryce
Dallas has pointed. Yeah, I made it 20 years ago. Yeah, I think too old for this incarnation.
Wow, ages. Listen.
Yeah.
She's not that old.
In the 40s.
Is she? Yeah.
She's
right.
beautiful. Don't get me wrong. I think she's hotter than she was when she was younger. She's getting nice with her age. We'll think about that. We'll cast the next group of villains.
Yeah, we should do it. We haven't done any like cast this kind of.
Let's cast the next Batman movie. We'll just cast all the villains and Robin and all that shit in the next movie. Yeah, let's do that. That'll be a fun one. All right. Let's CGC this shit, man. What would you CGC this Batman? Hondo, would you CGC it? You've seen it twice, so you have a little better feel for it. I have a feeling my grade's going to change once I see it again.
Yeah, I initially gave it a B-, but I'm upgrading to a B. In terms of numbers, I guess that's a 8.0 or something. You know, yeah, that's what I'll say. I'll say 8 out of 10.
Okay. Yeah, I would go 8.4 with potential to go up higher once I see it a couple more times. Yeah, it's pretty damn good, man. It's a pretty goddamn good movie. Mr. Everett?
I'm giving it a 9.
9.
I got what I wanted. I got a Fincher-esque 7 meets Zodiac meets DC Comics. That's pretty much what I asked for. That's pretty much what I got. I finally got the detective story with Batman that, that's been left out of how many movies. And I mean, one of the best parts that I think we're glossing over, this is a Batman movie without a fucking origin story.
Yes.
Yeah, they did it, but not like they didn't do it like
they didn't beat you over the head with it.
Yeah, this is like the first one where you didn't have to see him fucking. I
don't even think we see the act of
clutching the pearls.
Thank God.
No, but that's to me. I think that was one of those extras on top of everything. Because the thing is, not just the story, but the music, the cast. It was great. So I give it a 9. Is it, like I said, is it the best Batman movie? Is it my favorite Batman movie? No, but it's fucking damn up there, man.
Yeah. What would you rank this in your Batman movies?
I'd probably say second.
Dark Knight?
Yeah, Dark Knight. The one thing that gets Dark Knight, same thing with Winter Soldier. It's a great movie, even without it being a comic book movie.
Yeah, this might be the pure Batman movie, but Dark Knight overall is just a fucking.
It's just a great movie.
Yeah, it's like James Bond meets fucking like Batman and like all this other elements and just it's pretty epic for sure.
Yeah, but this is right up there. This is following that rule, and I fucking dig that. I'm just hoping they don't fucking go off kilter. How from Dark Knight to Dark Knight Rises, there needs to be a very good progression in this. I'm not saying I'd be disappointed if they don't do Hush. I'm sure they do anything. It's gonna be great. I'm hoping it.
Yeah, the only problem with Hush, it might not be a big enough villain where they think it's gonna people are gonna understand it or you want to see it, because they go by the audience. Well, more people would know who Hush is if you throw him in a fucking Batman movie.
Mr. Freeze, too. That's another one.
We talked about that, trying to do a more grounded Mr. Freeze, kind of part of Ice from the Batman animated series and stuff.
Chill.
Who would you have play Mr. Freeze? Ooh. Paul Bettany.
Mads Mikkelsen.
That's a good one.
I don't want a fucking made up accent. I don't want somebody doing some fucking hokey fucking accent. I want somebody, Christoph Waltz. I want somebody I can buy him as a fucking as a villain who's as a doctor who's trying to do things. He doesn't have to fucking be this fucking 6'4" fucking beautiful dude. Like, hey, how's it going? I'm Victor Freeze. You can cast the fucking other guy, man.
Yeah.
Willem Dafoe's proof of that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Great movie. Yeah, I'm sure we're going to talk about this some more. There'll be a lot of speculation coming up for what's coming up. So
the sequel's been greenlit. They just haven't done anything yet. So
I'm sure it's in pre-planning. I'm sure they have some idea.
Yeah.
Shit they're talking about. Yeah, we'll hear more. I'm pretty sure this is going to get fast tracked, more faster than anything from DC. But any final thoughts before you end the spoiler talk?
Does Matt Reeves have any other projects coming up?
They're making money, so Warner Brothers is gonna fuck you, do Batman for next 5 years. So yeah, we'll probably see this in 2 years. I wouldn't be surprised if we see this in 2 years, the sequel.
Matt Reeves knows blockbusters, man. This is great. I mean, this is along with his 8 movies. This is dope.
Yeah, I like the second one more than I like the third one, but still some good shit in there.
Yeah, still some great stuff in there. The imagery's great.
Yeah. All right, cool. Great review. The Batman. Go check it out if you haven't already. If you're watching this, I don't know why you watch this without seeing it, but you should definitely go watch it. All right, we'll send spoilers 201-29-30. Cool. Great review.
Why is your name still right there, dude?
Let's see.
I'm really
949. The Batman was fucking terrible. The motorcycle was lame. I didn't care about the motorcycle. It wasn't really a big deal in that.
I did like the sequences of him switching to the motorcycle and being in regular clothes. He'd come into the Batman one place and fucking he'd do the Superman switch somewhere else.
All right. Like and subscribe if you're watching the video. I probably should have did that during the fucking review, but whatever. We get so intense with our review. But overall, I thought it was good. Go check it out if you're a Batman fan. If you read the comics and play the games and watch the cartoons, you'll get some satisfaction from it. So yeah,
there was a really good line at the beginning of the movie where Bruce Wayne or Batman is saying to himself, maybe there's no hope for Gotham or something like that. Like maybe it can't be saved, but he says, I need to push myself and just keep, keep going. And I love that he said that, despite it being hopeless, he almost saying, he's almost acknowledging that it can't be saved or something like that. And he says, but I have to keep pushing. I have to keep, and I love that he did that he said that, because I like stuff like that, man.
It's gonna be no man's land.
Yeah.
No more spoilers because we took the spoiler off, so no more spoilers. 949. The Christopher Nolan movies were so much better.
I still got Dark Knight better than, but it's not better. It's not better than Dark Knight Rises. It's not better than Batman Begins.
I think it's better than fucking Dark Knight Rises, and it's better than I think it's better than Batman Begins. I like Batman Begins, but the same issue is there's no Batman in that movie. There's Batman for the last 40 minutes. So it's a good movie, but the Dark Knight Rises is not a good Batman movie. That is a horrible Batman movie. It's a good, if you didn't call it Batman, I would have been fine with it, but you call it Batman, I have a certain expectation, and yeah. So that trilogy is kind of a mess. There's some really good stuff and really cheese stuff. So Yeah,
He just had really good middle. He had he had a great second act.
Batman Begins is awesome. I like Batman Begins a lot, but there's not really too much Batman. It's an origin story, so you don't really get too much Batman. All right, let's do a quick little pull list. We don't need to do a hidden gems. Let's do a little quick pull list. There's a couple things I want to talk about. I'm sure Hondo has 50 things to talk about. Can you cut it down to 25 and not 50, Hondo? And you do a pull list. I actually deleted our pull list fucking thing. But,
Did you?
Yeah, I have to go find it or make another one, whatever. Hondo, what's your cool pull list, man?
I went to a convention this weekend. And I picked up some comic books. So let's see. I picked up this Strange Adventures 180, first appearance of Animal Man.
Oh, nice.
1965. So that's one of them.
180.
Yeah, Strange Adventures 180. I picked up.
You know what I'm saying?
I picked up this Wonder Woman cover. It's drawn by Milo Manara,
mm-hmm.
and it's just a fantastic Wonder Woman rendition. You know,
he draws some very sexy ladies. Yeah, he's very.
He's just masterful. So
he draws the best women in comics for sure. He just. Yeah, I have some of his. He's French, right, or Italian? What is he?
Italian. I think he's Italian.
Yeah, I have some of his works. It's pretty awesome.
So, an International Women's Day. Shout out to Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman bent over.
And it's missing the letter page, but I only paid $20.
First Puma.
Nope. This is Spider-Man 42. First appearance of Mary Jane Watson.
Ooh.
This is the one that says, "Face it, Tiger, you hit the jackpot."
Oh, that's cool.
On the last page. It was only $20 because it's missing the letter page.
Yeah.
But $20, man, I can't get it any cheaper than that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Story intact, right? And it's just got that iconic, that iconic last panel, which is right here.
Well, Yep. There it is. Yep.
Face it, Tiger, you hit the jackpot.
And we did.
So, there you go. That's my pickups. Some nice little books, man. You know me. I'm always getting good stuff.
Speculator.
Speculator.
I saw Studio 666, the dude, Dave Grohl, a horror movie. It's Foo Fighters. I describe it as Foo Fighters meets a Hard Day's Night meets fucking Evil Dead. It's enjoyable. It's a little long. I think you get it's 2 hours long. It could have been, if it was an hour and a half, I think it would have been a great, way better movie. The kills were good. It's kind of funny. Like those guys really can't act. They're fucking musicians and not really actors, so can't fault them for that. John Carpenter does the opening music, which is pretty good. He does the opening score, which is awesome. Just see John Carpenter. Nice. Do a new score, and he makes a little cameo in it too. I won't spoil the cameo, but he's in there, so that's pretty cool. And the other movie I watched last night, Nightmare Alley, the Guillermo del Toro movie. Not what I thought, not what I expected. I kind of like, it's kind of not what I thought it was going to be. Definitely a different kind of movie, more of a film noir kind of movie. It's not really like standard horror, like creatures and all that shit. It's definitely like more of a grounded movie, which I wasn't expecting. I was kind of waiting for a twist to happen that never happened. It's a well-made film, well acted. Bradley Cooper's really good. Kate Blanchett's really good. Rooney Mara is really good. It's a good cast. It's good. A good flick. I wouldn't say he's one of his best, but it's definitely worth checking out. Don't expect a normal Guillermo del Toro movie though when you watch it. It's not his normal fare, which I kind of like that it wasn't his normal type of movie. It's definitely a different type of movie, so definitely check that out. I think it's on HBO Max. It's on a bunch of streaming services right now. Let's see. 9:49. What do you think about the upcoming new Halloween movie? I didn't like the second one. I'm hoping this one fixes all the issues I had with the second one. I thought the second one was a fucking mess. I thought the first, the 2018 movie was awesome, fucking really good. Second movie was kind of a mess, but we'll see. Hopefully they end it well. I think me and Rick have talked about this in length. Our issues with the second movie, but
if they're gonna do what they did, if they're gonna continue from Halloween Kills, it's gonna be lame. There was just a lot of shit that was just lame. It's just a body count movie at this point. That's all they're doing. Some cool kill scenes, but as far as the overall story and like to arc it all out, yeah, shit. Right at this point, I'm fucking preferring the Texas Chainsaw Massacre shit on Netflix. I prefer that movie, which is sacrilegious to say that, to Halloween Kills. But, yeah. So, but I'm not expecting anything big.
Chainsaw Jason.
My expectations have fallen so much for.
I think they fucked up trying to make it a trilogy. I think they kind of like overextended themselves when they were trying to make it a trilogy, and I think they fucked up.
Yeah, I'm more expecting things from Jordan Peele than David Gordon Green now.
Lori, on my way home, I heard a car was blasting the Dark Knight Rider theme out their window. It was cool. That was Rick.
It wasn't me.
That was Rick.
I got the shades on when I do that shit, though. You know, he was
Kit.
Yeah. Dun, dun, dun.
Lori, Nightmare Alley was good, but Cooper was miscast, in my opinion. I thought Cooper was good. I thought he was good, well acted in that, and I thought he did a good job. Let's see, why 949? Why can't Texas Chainsaw get an actual big budget theater? They have theater release. They tried. This is the 10th movie in the franchise. No one really cares about Texas Chainsaw. Like they've kind of done what they can with the movie. They did the Platinum Dunes one that came out, the Michael Bay produced one a few years ago, which was okay, but. Yeah, now they're trying to turn him into a slasher like Jason. I don't see him getting a big budget.
Hail to the king, baby.
Yeah, I don't see him doing a big budget. And for Texas Chainsaw, you don't need a big budget theater release with Texas Chainsaw. That's the whole point of the first movie was low budget, like grimy, grindhouse kind of flick.
That tension. They need to bring back the tension for fucking Texas Chainsaw. They can't try to make a slasher flick.
Creepy family, creepy fucking inbred fucking hillbillies, and one of their hillbilly boys has a chainsaw. Yeah, just I think I like the Netflix one. I thought it was good, but it wasn't.
It wasn't Texas Chainsaw.
It was a fun slasher movie. It's not fucking Texas Chainsaw. It's a slasher movie with the label of a Texas Chainsaw kind of put on it. But yeah, Lori, better in War is LA Confidential for sure. Nightmare Alley was definitely kind of a nod to those kind of like noir, like 40s, 30s, 40s noir movies. So yeah, it's definitely it's a different kind of Del Toro movie, like him kind of stretching out his directing chops. So I appreciate it for that. 949, bring back the scenes like the dinner table. Hell yeah, man! That's one of the most creepiest, cringiest scenes in the franchise, really. When they're sitting around and the grandpa and shit trying to fucking go with the hammer and shit. Yeah, it's so fucking creepy. Yeah, definitely missing that element. And that's probably one of the other reasons like the audiences can't handle that kind of shit no more. They're a bunch of fucking bunch of soft ass fucking millennials, zoomers. Rick, what's on your pull list?
Let me see what is on my pull list. Read the Venom book by Donny Cates. With Null, the symbiote god, Null. It's pretty good. It kind of gave me he was like Lord Sauron vibes, and he created all the fucking rings, and all the rings are his symbiotes, and it was kind of weird, but it was pretty good. Did that continue into something? It did, right? Yeah. There's more to right. Oh yeah, I need to go get that shit because it's a pretty cool story, dude. These guys who are writing out, Donny Cates, he just seems like he used to read the shit and he fantasized about all these stories a long time.
Yeah,
this is fucking Favreau level shit for the new Star Wars stuff. He's dope. Same thing with who's the other guy from Brian Hickman. That's the vibe I'm getting from these guys.
Brian Hickman is Jonathan Hickman.
Jonathan Hickman, right?
You don't have to erase that when you put in the note.
No. I'm thinking Brian Hickerson from the fucking Giants, the pitcher too. Hickerson, Hickman, Brian. Yeah. Sorry, man. Jonathan Hickman. Yeah, these guys fucking. It's just like they've been thinking about all these stories for a long time, and they've been waiting to get them all out.
Yeah.
These writers now are on fire.
Well, some of them. Other guys are just
Chip Zdarsky is killing it.
Oh, that's another guy I've been hearing about.
Chip Zdarsky's been. Jeff Lemire is
Jeff Lemire. Yeah.
He's a great writer, man.
It just seems like there's always been great writers throughout all comics. It just seems right now that there's just fucking a ton of them, dude. James Tynion, there's fucking bunch of fucking great writers out there, which is fucking dope. I just think it's a good time for that shit. So yeah, that's Donny Cates' Venom was pretty dope. I started watching a show on Netflix. I can't remember what it's called. 2 Sentences to Horror, or it's 2 Sentence Horror Stories. So it kind of gave me Tales from the Dark Side vibes for the stuff that they're doing. You guys should check it out if you guys are into like some of those darker, stories. It's pretty cool. I like that they end with some of the 2 that I've watched. They end with a little bit of a wry twist to it. So, it does end happily ever after, but it's like a fucked up one, which is great. That's what I used to love from Tales from the Crypt. It's not like Twilight Zone where everything seems like it's going right and then it's all fucked up. No, this is that, or you kind of get what you wanted, and now you have to fucking deal with it. So yeah, it's pretty dope. Check that out. 2 Sentences of Horror, and that's on Netflix. Yeah, since there's no hidden gem, I'll save the other one.
All right, the unsolicited Rick pick. Didn't delete that one. Lori, Alex watched The Tragedy of Macbeth. You'll love it. Yeah, who directed that again? It's somebody famous, right?
Was it the Coens?
No. Yeah, Coens. Yeah, it was Coens. Yeah.
Yeah, I need to see that.
Let's see, 949. Did you guys like the Chucky show? I thought it was decent.
I didn't get a chance to watch it. I do want to watch it though.
It's coming out on what was it on? It was on fucking.
Was it on Sci-Fi Channel?
I think it was on. Was it Sci-Fi?
Yeah, I think it was on Sci-Fi Channel, but I didn't get a chance to watch it, man. I do want to watch it because I heard that they had Alex Vincent in it somewhere, so definitely want to check that out.
It's coming out on. It's going to come out on April 12th on DVD.
Okay.
I'll probably buy it just to watch it. Yeah. I heard good things. I heard it's actually really good. So, yeah, I'm going to check it out. Yeah, I heard it's like good. It kind of takes all the elements from all the like the Child's Play movies and shit and kind of puts them all together. Yeah, looks good. All right, so you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel. If you're new to the channel, welcome. We do comics, movies, TV shows, toys, whatever dork stuff we like to talk about. So
I'm about to Ralphie this shit. I need to get there to just do one more. AEW. Great Revolution pay-per-view, sorry.
Sometimes wrestling.
Yeah. Wrestling. I think part of the list. Revolution was awesome.
Just basically for me and Rick, just the wrestling's on. Come like the channel, subscribe to the channel, come back every Tuesday most likely. We're gonna have to shuffle some stuff around, and you'll just go follow our social medias on the Instagram and on the Facebook, and see when we post and when we jump online and such. Come check us out. Let's see, Lori, night gents, always fun. Yeah, thanks everybody jumped in the chat, and go if you didn't watch the review, go back and watch the review. Watch the Batman, watch the review. Very fun review. Definitely. I knew this was going to be a long one, so I figured cut all the other bullshit out because we were going to talk about Batman for a long time. So,
just like the Batman movie.
Yeah, this is almost
very long.
See, we cut the fat, and it's only 2 hours and 20 minutes. Yeah, we cut out that.
You don't need Falcone.
Yeah, Falcone is Alex's father. We cut that scene out. So, Alex, what any final thoughts before we get out of here? Okay.
Thanks for having me. Keep on nerding.
Nerding on.
Yep.
Cool. Man, a few words. Watch
Thanks
out
for watching, people.
that guy behind you's watching.
Oh yeah,
Mr. Effort.
Good Asian.
Go watch a movie. That's before 1992. Everybody, just go watch a fucking movie. Pick a random movie and just go watch it. Just realize that there were movies before, all this super CG shit.
Watch all these movies that inspired the Batman. Go watch Seven. Go watch Fight Club. Go watch Zoe.
Yeah, go watch any. Actually, go watch Fincher's List. David Fincher. Go watch. You guys have homework.
Go watch Pulp Fiction when they bring out the Gimp.
This might be the funniest Alex has ever been on this show.
Oh no, Alex has some doozies, man. Dude, today was good, but he's had some.
He is the hidden gem, the SF Comic Book Co. All right, so we're gonna get out of here. Good show, fellas. Fun talking Batman, and we'll see you guys next time. And everybody be safe and keep on keeping on. And we'll see you guys next time. Same bat time,
guys.
channel.